Yeah. Yo, what is happening? Oh my god. Hello, Twitch. Maybe also Hearthstone, or not Hearthstone, YouTube, I mean. Oh my god. A wild Regis stream appears. Yeah, what what year is it, dude? I have no idea. I haven't streamed in like 2 years, guys. It's legit been like 2 years. A lot of first time chatters, by the way. Hello. Is this live on YouTube right now? Can you guys see this on YouTube? I'm supposed to be doing multi-streaming, but I never really did this much back in the day. Oh, it is live on YouTube. Yeah, 115 people watching already. Let's go. Sick. I didn't even know you did live streams. I really don't, man. I mean, at least not lately. I used to. I streamed a lot from like 2016 to 2023. And then my toddler was born. And after that, I really just didn't stream much at all. Basically never, just for like major events a few times here and there. But yeah, I decided it's time again, man. Snap views are down. I need well, 2 reasons really. I do want to see if streaming is still, you know, an option for me as Snap YouTube views continue to decline. But also I wanted to promote my game. We've been working on SkyShard, the indie game I'm making. Some of you will know, some of you might not. You can actually just go right below the stream. Either way, there should be a link down there in the description or on YouTube, although it says no description has been added to this video. I gotta fix that. I don't know if that comes in through the streaming software or through YouTube or what, but I think I can fix that. So anyway, I wanted to promote my game a little bit. We might play it some later. We're gonna play some Snap for now. I also had a different thumbnail. I guess maybe I gotta update this on YouTube every time. I don't know. That should be fine. So yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna play some Snap. We might play some Hearthstone depending on how Snap goes, how fast it goes. I want to play some of my games, SkyShard. Again, links below if you want to check that out. Oh, I was gonna set up a little MooBot command in Twitch, but I forgot to do it. I'll do it next time, whatever. So yeah, hello folks. I'm gonna go a little slow to start just to get my bearings because I haven't really done a live stream in forever. I just feel like I need to get in the groove, you know, get in the vibes. Hearthstone calls like the Green Goblin mask. Well, I still play Hearthstone. I almost hit Legend last month, actually. I got the Diamond 2 and forgot. I was thinking of the Marvel Snap season ending, and I was grinding the Marvel Snap to hit Infinite, which I barely hit with 12 hours to go. And then I was like, oh, shoot, I missed my Hearthstone window. I realized it ended while I was hitting Infinite and Marvel Snap, so I didn't have time to go finish a few games out. 27 power Weapon X. Nice, dude. Somebody showed me like a 52 power one on Twitter. They were like, how big did yours get, Regis? I was like, mine's tiny, man. I only got to 20. I never got bigger than 20. Stop playing a year ago. How has Snap been? Monetization still a disaster? I'll let Chad answer that. I think most people would say yes. I think it is actually better than it used to be, but you know, when you start at the bottom and you get a little better, doesn't necessarily, you know, make you great. But I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of in a weird place when it comes to monetization stuff because my experience is so unique from the average player. I feel like I just let you guys answer that and open the floor, give you the space to complain and be like, yeah, that sounds accurate to me. 300 people. Yeah, I cannot believe I have 300 people on Twitch. Is that on Twitch and YouTube together? How does that work? Let me see. Oh yeah, I only have 85 on Twitch. So this is combining the two together. Oh my God, I got some gifted subs. Chase, thanks for the 5 gifted subs. I totally forgot how this works. I also got a sub from Dr. Worldwide, Lowly Calvin, Perping. Holy crap. Thanks for the subs, guys. First subs in years. Kobe Wan. I know Kobe Wan. Some of these names are familiar, man. A lot of first time chatters too. I play Galacti thanks to you. You're the GOAT. Aw, thanks, man. That's really nice. 94 viewers on Twitch already. That's pretty insane for not streaming in 2 years, guys. Thank you. How do I see the number of people on YouTube? Live? Hey, there it is. Okay. View live control room. There it is. Okay. Whoa, 363 people is insane, guys. Whoa. Holy crap, dude. There's a lot of you watching. Thank you, guys. We should play some Marvel Snap. Boy, I'm gonna be so bad. I have not had to play while live in forever. Like literally forever. My email glitched. I love that. It's like so unlikely that I stream that you literally think it's a glitch, dude. That's really funny, actually. YouTube gang, hello. Regis, hello. Oh, it's okay. I see here. I actually can see who's from Twitch and who's from YouTube. Okay, I'm totally figuring this out, guys. I totally know how this works. Looking good, Regis. Thanks, man. I wonder if you're one of the people who hasn't seen me in 2 years and is like, who is this person? I get a lot of comments every day. There's probably 3 to 5 comments a day that are like, Regis, I haven't seen one of your videos in 2 years. You look like a different person. You're so skinny or whatever. Which is a lot of them say you look so much better, which is like, I guess that's probably accurate and probably a compliment here. Let's do the comparison so we can just get this out of the way. Oh my god, I just loaded up this video. My baby toddler's in it too. We've both changed so much. Here is Regis 150 pounds heavier, and baby Regina looks like about 1.5 years younger. There we are. Let's get that out of the way for the live streamers. Yes, I'm skinnier, and yes, my toddler is much larger. All right, so we're gonna play this adamantium fastball. No, it's not actually fastball. I thought fastball special came out today, but it doesn't. Adamantium Nimrod is what it actually is called. You guys can't see the deck, I'm realizing, because I don't have my normal view, but you'll see it as soon as I hit play here. So we're gonna play this Adamantium Nimrod deck. I am gonna try to not talk to you guys that much. Well, maybe for the first few games I'll talk to you as we get settled in, but I want to get to a point where I'm actually pretty focused on the games, because I do actually want to turn this into a video still. Like, you know, usually I record my videos now off stream. I don't stream, and then I actually think, secrets out, don't tell other YouTubers this lest they steal all my views. I think people don't like watching videos that have been converted from streams as much as they like when you sit down and dedicate to just talking for the video. In other words, like if you're constantly interacting with chat and stuff, I'm sure there's some people who prefer it, but I guess on average, I think my videos have actually done better than they used to do because I wasn't bouncing off chat all the time and interacting with chat so much. I think people just responded better to that, basically. So we can go Shuri, Kid Omega Nimrod, or do you actually just go Black Panther already? Kid Omega Panther into Adamantium Infusion's pretty insane, but you also have Carnage on the Nimrod too. So probably just go Carnage, so you can go Nimrod, Carnage, Infusion on 6. So anyway, what I'm saying is, since I am going to turn this into a video, and I'll see how people respond and stuff, but I'm going to, in a few games, once we get settled, I am going to try to focus in on the games and maybe ignore you guys a little bit here and there, maybe check in between games. So, you know, I'll probably have a misplay and you'll make fun of me and I won't see it until afterwards. But that's okay. That happens. I can still edit it out of the video. No problem. So yeah, Kid Omega activate. Nimrod here. We go to 12. We resurrect with Infusion, and then we just Carnage to pop the big crazy Infusion Nimrods, right? I guess, do we resurrect it mid then? Maybe you lose a Shuri. It just depends on where the power wants to go. We'll take a look here in a second. Live ends when you hit infinite. Oh no, I can't go that long. I do have a handful of hours set aside here if I need to. Oh my god, Alex Kochia dropped some gifted subs, by the way. Oh my god, Alex Kochia is the literal best person in the world, guys. I cannot even begin to tell you. Like, this is real. This is real. Not every streamer is awesome behind the scenes. It probably sounds dramatic when I say it. There's not like a ton of bad people, but you know, like generally I think people's like energy perks up on stream, and like they're a little different on stream, and like their public persona is a little different than their private persona. I have had a few people I didn't really vibe with, to be fair. Oh, Strange Academy means we gotta go. Oh no, this is fine right now. This doesn't work. So we put, well, I mean, honestly though, do you just do, no, you don't want to eat that Kid Omega. I'm not that strong. Here's the problem. I get kind of strong mid, but everything's in a weird spot because of Strange Academy. I was expecting to eat 2 Nimrods. Dang it, locations. Why are you in the game? Are you better off with Elixir? No, you can't have both resurrecting, right? So I guess we're going to get really strong left and then only a little bit strong mid. I mean, it's still crazy strong because it's going to be 24 power, right? So I guess it's still pretty strong. Anyway, I didn't finish my thought. Alex is the most legit and awesome person behind the scenes. I love that trailing where you guys are like, man, he hates Alex. Alex must be terrible behind the scenes. No, my point is Alex is even better off camera than on camera. He's the most cool dude, the nicest guy, most like legitimate, sincere, wonderful person you've ever met. He's just great. Like he's really just a great dude. And I think that's pretty rare and cool to see. So Alex, thanks for the gifted subs, buddy. Love you. Craig, man, thanks for the 34 months. Nilaku, man, big time 57-month sub. Welcome back. Kalanushka with a prime sub. Kobe Wan with the bits. Thank you, Kobe Wan. Cheers to Regis Live for the first time in living memory. Yeah, no joke. Okay, yeah, this is insane, by the way. I just fumbled through this game, but an Adamantium Nimrod is ridiculous, dude. The 24 points here, not quite relevant, but really close to being relevant, right? Like really close. We would have been at 38, which is interesting. They went for this despite not even being there yet. I don't know. I don't think a bot is named Spider-Man and Elsa, by the way. Spider-Man and Elsa. Does Alex wear pants outside streams? I would not know. I've never met him in person, so I just cannot tell you that. I don't know. I really have no idea. See you, Kobe One. Yes, I do want to stream more. I'm not going to promise you guys like daily streams or anything like that, but I want to hop in from time to time. I'll just try to make more time. It's getting a little easier as the toddler gets older too. She's a lot more self-sufficient these days, which is nice. Okay, we got Panther, Spider-Man, Zola line, worst case here, which is pretty nice, especially with the Chimichanga to feed in a little extra. I guess you give it to the Spider-Man, right? So that you get it free on reveal for Panther, yeah. You don't really need anything else to win. Sometimes that's enough. That can be its own win condition. Spider-Man's better than Shuri, right? With Shuri, the Panther goes to 20. With Spider-Man, it goes to 34? 34, I think. I know how to math. Oh, what if we just did all of that though? You can't really do Shuri into Spider-Man though, because then you symbiote Spider-Man the Shuri instead of the Panther, which makes the Arnim Zola much worse, right? I guess we can magic, but we don't really need to, right? I think we maybe just stick to the line here. I could Shuri elsewhere and maybe make kind of a little juke where they're not sure where I go. Maybe play around something with Shuri that way. I don't know. The Tinkerer is just giving me a little bit more flexibility. I could also just like throw in a Phoenix Force, I guess, if I wanted pure stats. 5 power, whatever it is. We'll see. There seems to be a bug with Kid Omega, Shuri, and Adamantium. What is it? I just played it and it seemed fine. Yeah, let's do a little juke here, just in case. I don't know. Maybe they get weird. I don't know. Might actually help. Rare Regis stream, yes. Lucas says, Regis, my wife and I had our second baby in August, and 202 is not for the faint of heart. I can't imagine. 102 is enough to darn near kill us. I think we're done, honestly. It was a lot of work and time getting this one here. We had to do all the whole IVF stuff. Like, that was a whole big thing. And super stressful, and then, you know, it's, oh, acid arrow. I did it. I juked. What did I tell you guys? I straight up juked. The problem is I don't have a way to, now I need the magic, right? If I go magic turn 6, I could play, I still can't play like Panther Venom or anything. I'm foregoing the Shuri if I do this. I mean, do I go Panther and just take a 50-50 on Zola? I don't like that. I don't like that, but maybe we have to. I don't know. I don't care about cubes right now. Oh my god, dude, we can't juke anything. This guy sucks. Oh man, 10 power Panther, not enough to steal back mid. I mean, we do still just have a point lead right now, by the way. Oh, Kid Omega, you're too late, bud. I don't really, you can't go Venom, Phoenix Force. Artem Zola doesn't win. I don't even really have any ways to add numbers, you know, like the biggest numbers play I can make is something like this. 6 points. I mean, they got Elsa though. It's like almost impossible. 4 cards in hand. Elsa, like I don't see a path. Elias should be 6-6. I think he was for a while, right? YouTube 2025 highlight. You were my most watched channel for the year. Thank you, man. It's so funny. Oh, we picked the wrong side. Dang. Somebody sent me one of those and it's like, Regis, I'm your biggest fan. On Twitter, I was number 4 on their list, and specifically KM Best, another Marvel staff creator, was number 1. And I was like, well, you know, it's still an honor to be on their list. Like, of course, I'm still appreciative that they watch my videos a lot. You know, it's no real slight against me that, you know, I'm really honored they shared that. Maybe you're watching now if you're out there, but at the same time, a part of me was like, he basically just sent me a special dedicated message to let me know that I was his second favorite Marvel Snap streamer, which again, 100% not an insult, right? It's still a compliment. To be number 2 is, you know, that's like, that still, he spends a lot of time watching my videos. It's still an honor, but it's just kind of funny that he went out of his way to include the screenshot that had me in second place. I was dying laughing. Oh man, dying laughing. Should you post your streaming on Discord? Oh, I probably should. Yeah. I probably should. I forgot that was a thing I did. Yeah, where do I do that at? Regis streams. Yeah, at here. I am actually live. Yeah, I forgot this was a thing. I've got some real muscle memory, guys. Like, a lot of this just kind of worked. Like, honestly, even though I haven't streamed in 2 years, I didn't do anything to my streaming software. It just sort of worked. Like, it was great. I just turned it on and it worked. I didn't have to tweak anything. That's really, really rare for me. I guess we don't want our Limbo getting turned off. I'm actually not sure if we really want Limbo in this deck, but I just pulled the best Adamantium Infusion list. It was very close to what I had built yesterday. I think I had like, I don't know. I think I maybe didn't have Phoenix Force and maybe had like a random 3-drop. I forget what it was. Something. I don't even know if I had Magic, to be honest. I think I had maybe 2 different 3-drops. I had like a Nakia and a maybe like a Mr. Fantastic First Steps or something. I forget exactly what. So Shuri here is gapped by a turn. I mean, I don't really see a problem though necessarily skipping a turn if we need to. Hala is not it, although you could honestly put the Shuri there too. That's fine. Ooh, Weapon X. Okay. I like Weapon X. If I traveled back in time, yes. It feels that way. Most watched channel. There we go. Thank you, Elite Marshmallow. By the way, guys, I'm so sorry if I'm missing a lot of messages. I'm just not used to keeping up, and there's a lot going on, and my brain is on fire. Obi, dude, what's up? The prodigal son returns. Yeah, thank you. Good to see you. Did I miss any subs? Sunny Dej and Broom Wissamy, thank you. The subs aren't showing up in my little chat over here, which is probably good because I shouldn't be reading them during games anyway. I should go like reference back and forth, but I'm just, again, an amateur at this. So we don't have the Kid Omega this time around, but we have, of course, Venom and Adamantium Infusion stuff, so we can still go big. I guess you kind of want the Venom to eat the Adamantium Infusion ones, right? So you probably Carnage mid, and then you Adamantium Infusion right. And Adamantium Infusion is definitely better than Phoenix Force when it comes to Nimrods. I guess with Black Panthers, it's still worse, isn't it? It's just kind of always worse, if I think about it, huh? So do we go ahead and rip this now? I think it's pretty safe, right? I don't expect him to have a Shadow King or anything like that. I guess if I Venom and then Phoenix Force next turn, do I get a whole another res loop? That would maybe make the Black Panther more interesting again. But the Nimrods, of course, creating wide board copies is really nice. We don't have to stress about positioning and stuff so much. I hope I haven't messed anything up on positioning, but it should be okay. Something terrible happened. Regis is streaming. Yeah, just that Marvel Snap is views have been real bad. Real bad. That's actually not why I was streaming. I was planning on streaming anyway. I even have receipts to prove it. Because I wanted to promote our game. We'll probably play some later. The game I'm making, SkyShard, links down below. Auto Battler, PvP, Fantasy, City Builder, indie game, all the keywords. Yeah, I mean, this is just totally insane, right? Where do you even put the Phoenix Force? You're gaining, I guess, I'm shifting everywhere's got 36 plus points coming in. I just don't even know. Phoenix Force can resurrect anything, by the way, right? So that's the problem, is like Infusion targets the highest power stuff, which is crazy. Phoenix Force could just be a Shuri or whatever. But it also could be a Nimrod, so I don't know. SkyShard has been a game that I played before bed for a while. It's coming along nicely. Thanks, man. Yeah, I play it all the time. We're having a lot of fun. But we'll try to play some later on stream. Yeah, this deck is ridiculous, by the way. I am getting murdered by that Null mid. Shuri did come in, yeah. I think oh my god, wait, I'm losing. No way. No way do we lose. No! How? Bro, the double death is a crazy line. I needed Phoenix for Shuri here after all. I thought for sure we'd be okay mid. Null double death is brutal, dude. That's a crazy big weapon X too, which is nice, man. Once you start getting +4 per hit, that thing scales like crazy. That's nuts. I cannot believe we lost that game. It seemed absolutely impossible. Absolutely impossible. Let's see. Some subs from Ryan Hartman and Swankly with a Prime sub. Love you much. Stream on Twitch seems to be a bit lower volume than on YouTube. Too quiet. I don't know. It may be true that that YouTube normalizes the audio for videos a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to mess with it though, because I don't know. Like, even if you have the audio max, it's still not loud enough for you. I don't know what to tell you right now. I'm so sorry. Guys, we have 665 freaking viewers on YouTube. Oh, I missed some super chats over here. Oh, I need a way to keep all the stuff in one spot. Furry Dan says, live Regis, that's sick. Or shall I say Regis Skilbin? That's me, dude. I got the skills. This is history in the making, says Loza Ruse. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I really got to figure out a way to merge all this stuff. I need an app. 200 viewers on Twitch, man. I ain't streamed in 2 years. That's crazy. I do hear crackling as well. Yeah, I know that I have a tiny bit of mic crackle always if you listen closely, because of the way I do some stuff knowingly, with just like filters and compressors and I don't know. I hate microphone stuff. Hopefully it's not too bad though. It might also be because I bet I'm talking a little louder because my energy's up on stream. So I'm going to maybe move the mic a little further away and see if that makes a difference. There is an app or something that combines Twitch and YouTube chats. Yeah, I mean, my streaming software does do that. Like, I see your chats together and it has a little icon next to your names, which is great. What it does not do is show me the like super chats or like subs and bits on Twitch. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, a way to maybe combine those. If there is an app that does that, then that would be absolutely perfect. Yes. Me and my toddler love watching you. For some reason, he loves watching you. That's a high honor, dude. Watching stuff with a toddler is always fun. My toddler has been on a crazy My Neighbor Totoro phase, as some of you may have seen me post about on Twitter. She freaking loves Totoro, which I love because it's a super peaceful and chill movie, and she can just sit and watch even the like boring parts. which, you know, she's had screen time as a kid. We're not like a no screen time family. She doesn't have a ton. It's pretty well balanced, I think. But, you know, in other words, it's competing against like Cocomelon and Bluey, and Bluey's also kind of low, but definitely more hyper than Totoro. It's like she actually chills and watches like a serene 1980s anime movie. And I'm like, dude, that's so sick for 2.5. I'm proud as a dad that like she's into it. But I also just love Totoro. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. So it's like, man, this is the dream. Like, it's really cool. Do you guys see ads on Twitch right now? Like, have you guys been getting ads? Do I need to run ads? There's something about running ads and turning off pre-rolls and stuff. I don't know how it works anymore, though. You guys are Twitch viewers. Can you tell me how it works? I guess same story on YouTube. Are you guys seeing ads on YouTube? Are they happening too often? I saw a little thing that said, how often do you want to run ads on YouTube? And I didn't know there was like medium, high, or low, you know? It's currently, I think, low. Maybe I put medium, actually. I don't know. I think I just left it wherever it was at. So maybe I left it at medium. She has not watched Kiki's yet. No, she has watched some Ponyo a little bit, but not Kiki's just yet. I think she'd like Kiki's too, though. Honestly, yeah. I feel like Spirited Away might be a little, I don't know if scary is the right word, but just a little more, you know, it's kind of a little scarier, I guess. Honestly, I had ads when I first logged in. That was around 10 minutes ago. Okay. I don't know how it works, guys. I used to not run ads at all on Twitch back when I streamed. I didn't run any ads on Twitch for years, but then they changed it so that like, if you want to turn off the pre-roll ads, which suck because people get here and they have to watch like 2 minutes ads before they can even start or whatever, you have to run ads. So I think I need to run ads on Twitch. Do Timbo a Phoenix Force? I mean, if you do, you leave a spot open for Panther still, right? Actually, I guess we kind of like Nimrod better too. I don't know. I don't have Adamantium Infusion right now in hand, but I probably need to get it to have a good go with this. I mean, Venom Carnage is the classic Nimrod stuff, but I don't have any way to buff the Nimrod right now. We missed Shuri and Spider-Man. We also missed Kid Omega, man. Maybe you go Panther, Zola, Elixir, actually. That's pretty spicy. Even 20 power Panthers are still pretty nuts. This appears to be a robot too, I think, right? I don't know what else this deck would be with a Tempo Carnage Shocker. I'm gonna snap up the robot. Let's snap up the robot. You have to run 3 minutes of ads an hour to turn off pre-rolls. Okay, I might run an ad break after this game. Play Chameleon C3. It's fire. Triple Cerebro is cinema. Dude, I just can't. I'm just not a Cerebro guy. I've come to accept the fate. The videos do terrible on YouTube, even if they're interesting. I get frustrated every time I play Cerebro for some reason. I just don't think I'm a Cerebro guy. This is actually maybe a real Patriot deck. Maybe it's not a robot, guys. I think we're going to be fine either way. Oh, Adamantium Infusion now. I guess you can't do Infusion and Elixir, right? Because you only have the one target. I guess you just like Venom or whatever. Just add some points here. Maybe even mid. This will resurrect Panther. He's going to be crazy big. Yeah, might have been a bot still. I don't know what it is. I just can't do a Cerebro. Can we see some splits and variants? Yeah, I'm going to run an ad. How long of ad breaks do people run? Like a 30? Well, you guys said I need to run 3 minutes an hour. Run a 1 minute ad break between games, and then I'll look at some variants. Did it work? I feel like a baby. like, oh, 58 seconds remaining. It did work, but can you guys see this is the question. I don't know. I have no idea. YouTube, you guys can still see me, I guess. Any tips or advice for returning players to Snap? I mean, I would definitely maximize that returning player thing. There's that like track, you get some stuff now. I wish it was still more. I recommended to the Snap team that like if you're gonna give returning player decks, they need to be like real legit good decks, and you need to give people a whole deck to like get them really excited and have something good to play. I feel like they did better than they'd ever done before with the returning player stuff, but I just still don't think it's good enough. Like I don't think it's enough to really bring people back in a compelling way. But as far as like, I don't know, I would just find a decent, I've posted a few good budget decks on my YouTube for the last couple weeks or, maybe month. I think I've got like 2. There was like a good Mr. Negative deck on a budget and a good, I think we played like a lockdown deck or something on a budget. There's some good like Patriot budget decks out there too. I would try to find just, a good budget deck. Just grind it as much as you're able or willing, occasionally splash in some powerhouse, like general use cards, kind of good tempo cards that you see run in a variety of decks. And as you start to assemble 4, 5, 6 of those, you can start to build some more generalized deck lists that are probably a little better than your budget deck. And then go from there, if that makes sense. As far as like purchasing decisions and like resource decisions when it comes to like how to spend your tokens and all that stuff, I am not good at that side of things. I really don't know how to recommend people. Like there are some great content creators who cover different resources and the bundles to get and the how to use your resources, all that stuff. That is just never me. I'm just the worst at that stuff. I'll be honest, it's out of laziness. Like obviously I could learn it if I wanted to, but I'm just lazy. Hey, Obi, thanks for the gifted sub, by the way. Bahab with a 50-month sub. It's been about 24 months since I streamed, so that's crazy to see. All right, we got Shuri, Nimrod. Zola is not good for Shuri, really, though. Venom is okay, I guess. But Kid Omega would be nice for the Elixir. Okay, nice, nice. Usually I play to Brooklyn Bridge as soon as I can. So we'll go, we'll just go Shuri, Nimrod. If we go here, we can do Carnage here, Venom here. I guess since we don't have magic, maybe Elixir's not worth it this game, right? Yeah. Venom mid to lock in on Throne Room, right? I think that's right. Oh, not Venom mid. Okay. Thank God Shuri dodged. Maybe it's just Venom right then. I don't know. I don't know what really changes here too much. This changes, so we want that active, I know. Maybe Elixir makes more sense sometimes now too. I gotta think about this next turn. We'll figure it out. My 4-year-old is into K-pop Demon Hunters. Oh, actually, my 2.5-year-old is also into K-pop Demon Hunters, but she's never seen the movie. Oh, Armor. No, dude, they're trolling. What is this? We're cooked. I mean, right now, like Symbiote Spider-Man mid just kind of holds, right? Like, is this, there's no way this makes sense. This is only worth, but it's just I mean, yeah, I don't know, whatever. Retreat, but I'll ship it because I'm funny. Omega Red's a problem. That's game over. Yeah, their deck is definitely an ongoing I hate destroy deck, which actually pretty good meta read right now, I would say, given, Weapon X seems to be really, really popular right now as the new season pass card. Anyway, K-pop Demon Hunters. My toddler, never seen the movie, but she loves the songs. She sings Golden every day, 100 times, and Soda Pop. The 2 main songs from the movie, I think. Which I like the movie, okay, I've seen it. My wife's a big like K-drama viewer, so I've seen a few. So K-pop Demon Hunters was adjacent to our interests. Okay, guys, I feel a little more settled in, by the way. We got 736 viewers, which is totally insane, dude. 645 people on YouTube and 165 on Twitch, which is honestly, for not having streamed in 2 years, is kind of insane. Like, that's actually really nuts. A lot of kind words coming in, guys. I'm reading a lot of things, even if I don't acknowledge and respond to them. Oh, I gotta turn off this Moobot command for Warhammer 40k. That was apparently the last stream I did, was a sponsored stream for Warhammer 40k. Who knows when, which, that's a great game. I like Warpforged, but I gotta turn off that and turn it into a command for my game. SkyShard. Where are these at? Custom commands. Let's turn that Warp Forge command into a SkyShard command. Let's write, I'm making an indie game. An indie auto battler. It's called SkyShard. And you can check it out. Oh, actually, you can play it. You can play it and wishlist it right here. And let me grab a link. And the command is done. We're doing it live. Do it live. Let me grab this link here. It's fun to be live, by the way, guys. It's fun. I feel like sometimes it does feel a little isolating just making videos, even though, you know, there's a lot of comments coming through and stuff. You know, there is something about live interaction that's definitely a lot more fun. Okay, now if you hit !SkyShard. Booyah, it worked. I'm making an indie auto battler. It's called SkyShard, and you can play it and wishlist it right here. That's on Twitch. I don't know if that works on YouTube, but I'll just post it here for you guys on YouTube. There's the link on YouTube, guys. I don't think the command will work on YouTube. Maybe I can figure that out, but it doesn't work now. Hey, it's Awanix. Speaking of somebody from SkyShard, that's our artist, Awanix, from my game SkyShard, which you can use the link below to go check out and wishlist it. It's an indie auto battler. We'll play some later. I'm not going to spam you guys in my game all day, I know. Oh, Freya's here too, another artist on our game. Hey, Freya. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Making some beautiful units. Hey, DeWill P. Are we any closer to a Mac client? We're closer every day. That doesn't make us close, though. I don't know yet. I don't know. You'd have to talk to Ben. I think that's something we're going to look into more next month, if I kind of just putting some pieces together on our last conversation. But I'll update people. I'll put out videos and stuff as we hit those milestones. Don't worry. Do we tempo an elixir? I don't think we need to. We get so much power later that we don't really need to play for tempo in this deck too much, right? The only thing I'm thinking about now is like, you know, like you want to play like a Shuri Nimrod, so you don't really want to go into the Vormir. But I also now have Symbiote Spider-Man Nimrod, Arnim Zola, which is really nice. Maybe I throw away the elixir just to have some options when it comes to Vormir, you know? I don't know. It's weird because you obviously have things we want to destroy, but we want to buff them first, which Vormir doesn't really play towards. So I think we just play this out straight. I think we only need these 3 cards anyway to win often. So let's not get too fancy, maybe. I had no idea you streamed. I really haven't much. For the last 2 years, I really haven't streamed much at all. Like maybe 2 times in the last 2 years or something. Basically since my toddler showed up. I just haven't really been streaming much. I think you can activate these early. Shang-Chi's no risk. I guess Shadow King's a risk. We may end up with priority though, honestly. Because they're probably only going to play it at 1 additional spot, and then we probably win this spot. Oh, Magic changes some math. Now Phoenix Force and Adamantium Infusion become really interesting cards. Especially with a Venom. I think you can still rip an Arnim Zola here though, right? Ooh, I love to see that. Okay, so Adamantium Infusion plus Venom's going to be crazy. Having some Vormir flexibility now might be nice too. That might actually have paid off because we can kind of pick where we put the Venom. Mid or right, or I guess it could even go. Could go somewhere else. But I think Venom goes. Does Venom go mid? So you infusion Venom. You're only sending 2 cards right, but they're gonna be really big. You know, you're still gonna have ridiculous amount. 54 power, right? Oh yeah, punish is done. Okay, we don't even get to see it in action. Kind of sad. This is just a ridiculous card, dude. This card is kind of broken, honestly. I don't see any way we're losing this game, right? Like, it was gonna be a godly amount of power mid, an ungodly amount of power left, and a godly amount of power right? It's gonna be a mix of all that. No, don't do that. Why did I need space? What do you mean? Oh, does the adamantium infusion need an additional spot? Oh, it can't summon in its own spot? Oh. It doesn't banish itself before it summons, huh? So we would have to do it left. Oh, okay. No, that's a good tip. I haven't run into that yet. It's not like Phoenix Force, right? It needs its own spot next to itself. Okay, yeah, we got to keep that. We got to keep that in mind. Opponent saved us. I wonder if we would have won anyway, though. We still would have had 26 power left and 54 power right. Like, I think we might have actually won anyway. That's the bug you thought existed? Oh, yeah, I don't think that's actually a bug, right? That actually does track. It needs the space because it's... The banish doesn't happen until the on reveal resolves. So that makes sense as soon as I think about it. Just haven't run into it yet. Is it a good idea to buy the 5K Series 5 pack as a new player? Chat, I don't know. Tell them. What do you think? That's the stuff I'm so bad at, but chat usually has good insights on that sort of thing. If I missed any more super chats on YouTube, not yet. No. Have I missed any subs on Twitch? Probably. Childish Cambino with a prime sub. Thank you. On reveal abilities, not working for adamantium infusion. Black Panther won't be out. I played this person in a video, I feel like, yesterday or the day before. Stark Tower, we can sit on Carnage. I guess Shuri Panther's pretty nuts. Shuri Valhalla, by the way, is... oh my god. We got to do that, obviously. Shuri Valhalla Panther is completely insane. And then I guess... well, without magic... oh, I guess Kid Omega is going to be crazy big, and then Adamantium Infusion will be crazy big. That's probably enough to contest, right? If you assume your Kid Omega holds... oh, they played magic, so now I can actually even do crazy Adamantium Infusion Arnim Zola stuff. Oh my god. Okay, this game's going to be wild. Oh my god. Okay, this is just completely insane, right? Completely insane. Regis, notice me, senpai. Who said that? I don't see them anywhere. Who said that? 41 power Kid Omega's crazy, dude. So now we adamantium infusion. Guess I could throw a Carnage in for 1 extra point. Is there any reason to do that, though? I don't see why. It seems like it could be a problem. Captain Dodge, I see you. I love you. Thank you for being here. Well, I don't really love you. That's just a nice thing to say. I don't know you. You might suck, but you seem cool. So Black Panther's at 160, and now, assuming it doesn't get disrupted, we just Arnim Zola it to go up to a ridiculous 320 power. I mean, that's got to beat Living Tribunal, right? Outside of, again, like Shadow King or whatever, but I don't really expect a move deck to run Shadow King. That'd be really hard to work with. I mean, they could maybe have... well, I was gonna say Eliath or something. I don't even really need this Arnim Zola, so it's crazy. Like, I think I could pass and win this game, right? I'm pretty sure we could pass and win this game. Hey, Calcio, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Top 5 channels, thanks, Radcan. Oh, they might have a Shang-Chi, though. Shang-Chi mid would beat us. Torch. Shang-Chi mid. They played a Torch, though. How much can they afford left over here? I mean, this Torch is getting big. It's a big guy. It's a crazy big guy. Like, this is actually really sick. Oh my god, this Torch is so big. It's so cool, but they win this game 99% of the time. Dude, they win this game 99% of the time. 99.999% of99% of the time. But somehow, dude, it's still going. Oh my god, dude. How, literally 99.9999% of the time they win this game, but we just cheesed Valhalla. I guess we probably win even without Valhalla, though, don't we? Because we'd still be at 160, right? So maybe still okay. This is this adamantium infusion is ridiculous, guys. This is crazy. Yeah, and I would have lost passing. You're right. Yeah. I thought passing could have held, but no. 100% insane game from them. That is the coolest torch bounce there at the final. You know, like how that was played this turn. They played a 3-260 this turn, right? That's crazy. That's actually so sick. But we just did the kind of big dumb adamantium infusion thing, and it worked. Guys, I'm gonna take a quick pee break. I forgot to pee before I started the stream, so I'm gonna run an ad on Twitch because apparently I'm supposed to do that, and then take a quick pee break. And then when I come back, I'm gonna try to focus in on the games a little bit more and read chat a little bit less, so that I have more good games for YouTube. I want to make sure I have some like really focused games where, you know, I'm not distracted by chat so much. Although I do love you guys again, not really, but you know. I love the idea of you guys. All right, let me run an ad break, and I will be right back. Doo-doo-doo. Hey, I'm back. Bro, I'm like sweaty, guys. Like things we didn't need to know. Famous return to stream. Hey, I'm sweaty, guys. But it's like I don't think I'm like nervous, but just like the energy is different, right? The energy is definitely a little different. Like I'm a little more on. It's just different vibes, you know. Like it feels so different to be live. Man, I forgot what this is like. It's kind of a lot of adrenaline, kind of a lot of fun, but also a little scary, to be honest. Hey, Quoof Lover. Make sure I read that one right. Quoof Lover, thanks for the 5 gifted subs. Holy moly. Hey, Robo Plays as well with 5 gifted subs. You guys are insane. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Robo Plays and Quoof Lover. Grats to all the recipients here. It's Binks in chat, man. Marvel Snap Legends, Alex Kocha and Binks Plays are here. Hannah's Cat Cafe, more famed creators and names I know. Obi's here. I'm sure I've missed some others. Kirsten Lopez, 36 months. Oh my gosh, Kirsten. Oh my, now I'm forgetting if it's Kirsten or Kirsten, and I know there's a meme about this because spoiler alert, that's my wife's name, but she pronounces it Kirsten, and now after all these years I can't remember if the joke is that you pronounce it the same or you pronounce it differently. I think it's that you pronounce it differently, but it's been 2 years since I've thought about this and now I can't remember, so please let me know. Do you pronounce it Kirsten or Kirsten? I don't know. I realize too, it's even hard sometimes to write which pronunciation you're trying to indicate. So I think it's Kirsten though. I think it's differently. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Nice. I thought I had it right, but I wanted to be sure. Good to see you again though. Can you run this deck with Chamber instead of Elixir? You honestly probably could. I don't know, is 3 cards enough? I want to do a chamber dedicated deck tomorrow anyway, so I'll probably save that for tomorrow. Okay, so I am going to try to concentrate on the games here for a little while, guys. I'd like to get at least 4 or 5 really good games. If the end of my video has to have a few games where Twitch chat's interrupting me, that's fine, but I'd like to have 4 or 5 really good games with some fun highlights and good moments for the YouTube video here. So I'm going to ignore you guys a little bit and check in between games. Don't be mad if I ignore you or I miss something. I promise I'm still here. You can see me. Hopefully I don't do anything stupid. You guys let me know. I'll see chat spamming like mad if I do. All right, so Ronnie Senpai, this hand, no Adamantium Infusion, but the good news is with Adamantium Infusion, it's one of those cards you can draw late. I hate when I have new cards I got to make videos on, and they're like low cost, and you don't hit them on time, and you're like, ah, I missed it. But this one, you know, even on turn 6 or 7, can still be impactful. Kid Omega's good. We have now a Kid Omega Shuri Nimrod line worst case, but the Raptors are a little weird. Just from a space occupying standpoint. We could go ahead and clear the Raptors out. I will say at the moment that Venom and Carnage do play really nicely together for a turn 6 Nimrod. If we hit Adamantium Infusion, that could also go with Carnage on 6. You could arguably do the Venom now, weirdly, to make space. Then lead yourself into Shuri Nimrod, and then have Carnage with either Phoenix Force or Adamantium Infusion. Although Phoenix Force, of course, could hit a Raptor, which would suck. I think this is a weird little line, but it's one I might take. Just thinking about space in this way may be wrong. Like, it may just be better to lock in the stats with Venom later, but I do know we can get a pretty clogged out board when it comes to space, so I want to be at least mindful of it. Arnim Zola, not so good for us, but Shuri Nimrod, still great. You could go Shuri Panther too, but I think that's harder with Arnim Zola. You really want Symbiote Spider-Man Panther. Oh, now that's a bit of a pickle. Adamantium Infusion, though, is still pretty cool. So now we can go Carnage plus Adamantium Infusion. It's not going to be the biggest amount of power ever. Kid Omega got a nice little buff from Washington, D.C. at least. That's a fun little bonus. Keeping up with points. That honestly could make a difference. That actually could matter. So Carnage right. And I guess, do you Infusion right? You're going to have 17 mid, 14 left. And then like 26 right or something. No, 28 right. I don't really know where they're looking the strongest, right? Like mid in theory, but because like, well, you know, like Awesome Andy's pushing points mid and left. So you could maybe try to give up right, but I feel bad not contesting it because the rest are getting contested. Can they beat 17 reliably mid? They're at 6, they're gaining 4. That's 10. They need 7 power there. I think we might want to do it here, actually. Yeah, only 1 spot, so that's fine. I think we might want to push mid. I think we skip right because the Awesome Andy just redistribution. I'm a little worried about left in that case too, though, right? Left also becomes a bit of a pickle, so it's just about where the power wants to be. It looks like left is fine, so maybe we put it in the right spot mid. Prodigy shifting even more. Oh no! I got baited. I would have won going right. I got baited. Dang. Shadow King. I mean, the thing is, the Shadow King could have gone right as well, right? That's the annoying part. I guess they knew. Well, I mean, if they expected an Adamantium Infusion, it could have gone right. If you don't expect Adamantium Infusion, it definitely makes more sense to put it mid, because that's where you know after I destroy a body's going, and you have the Venom there, right? So you've got kind of a head start. So it definitely makes a lot of sense to put it mid. What do you guys think? Better to go mid or right? Shadow King's kind of a 50-50, but sort of biased to mid. I don't know. I was just playing around Andy a little bit, but maybe I didn't need to. It's just that left was exposed as well. So if if you forego mid and you focus right so hard, then Awesome Andy left seems like you're really exposed. As you can see, they only needed 6 more points left. So I think you have to contest mid harder. I don't know. Tough call. Tough call. I didn't miss anything. Nice. First time watching you live, bro. Been watching your videos forever. Just thought you talk to yourself in your videos. I do normally. This is a very rare treat. The stream is an unusual development. Normally I sit here and talk to myself for 3 hours. That is 100% accurate. I mean, it's not really like talking to yourself because people are gonna hear it, right? Like Kirsten Lopez, yes, yeah, I think that's inevitable. You can actually kind of play it on Steam Deck right now if you go into the options and fiddle with the monitor settings. There's some combination of like borderless or windowed borderless or something that makes it work on Steam Deck, people say, but it'll be officially supported. He might still be a really good AI. That's true. All right, I'm gonna zone in again, guys. Ooh, Adamantium Infusion in hand. Blade Proxima on turn 1. Oh, losing the 50-50, sad. Fist bump from the opponent. I love their portrait a lot, by the way. It's really cool. Magic. All right, that's a good start, I guess. No real support. We've got the kind of big payoffs. Here we go. That's a little better. Camelot's weird for us. Asteroid M is also weird for us because it's going to pull in Symbiote Spider-Man. So maybe we just set up an Asteroid M, but it's going to pull Magic over. Well, I guess we could just go left then. That's fine. Limbo will take us left. It's so funny, by the way. I was remissing that this wasn't a 5-power hit thanks to Thunderbolt's Tower, and it went to Camelot, which is setting it to 5-power anyway. The universe knows. You can't get away from fate, guys. That's cool. Oh, Symbiote Spider-Man Nimrod. Hello, sir. All right. Yeah, I mean, Arnim Zoll is insane there. I guess think about space a little bit, of course. Panther's also insane there. Opponent's a discard deck. I will say discard decks generally don't have a lot of interactivity as far as like, they don't run Shang-Chi, they don't run Shadow King. I'm back. I'm talking to chat. I just talked about this, guys. I just said I don't want to leave Asteroid M up because it'll pull the Symbiote Spider-Man, and then I did it anyway like an idiot. I just went ahead and did it anyway like a moron. All right. This was the plan all along. I wanted 2 Limbos to make sure that that they didn't turn it off. All right, don't worry about it. You can't. A real twist of the knife. Oh! Gambit decided for us anyway. Okay, all good. It's all good, guys. We got Arnim Zoll. That's really all we need anyway. It's all fine. Adamantium Infusion is going to be amazing. I actually don't know if a 20-power Panther can win, though, to be honest. So we might need to splash pretty hard here. Scorn getting played out. What does that tell us? Trying to build into a better Dracula, maybe, but does that mean that they're planning to fill their curve this turn? All right, so I mean, like, you can't use Infusion and, I will say we did get 2 cards destroyed, by the way. Like, we have, so we can play an Elixir. They were both destroyed last turn too, right? Or was Symbiote Spider-Man destroyed? I played him on 4. He was destroyed on 5, but it's turn 7. When was he destroyed? I think he was destroyed the turn before, right? So I don't know if Elixir works. Or if you do Elixir, I think you need to Elixir the Black Panther and then use this to pull back the Symbiote Spider-Man, maybe? That makes sense? Because this is only last turn, right? So this is Panther, and then this will pull back, but it's only 12 power left. Like, do you really trust that? Or are you better off stacking here? Morbius, they can't have that big of a Morbius because there aren't that many cards left. I think this is the way to do it. I think this holds. This should always be fine, right? I think we might have even missed an opportunity to pull the Spider-Man back with... you know, either Infusion or... Well, I guess the Panther... Yeah, we could have pulled it back with Infusion, made it 14 power, and then put it on a Panther. I don't know if that's better or worse, though. I'm not actually sure what's better or worse here. There were definitely a few possible lines there, though. What did their Conchu have? Anything good enough? Dracula's making a go of it here, man, but not enough. Yeah, this was I don't know if we made the right line in the middle, but this was definitely the right end game to like save it, you know, turn it around. Regis, have you seen the weird cool interaction with Fire Hair where if you resummon a giant venom with adamantium, the venom eats the skill before it banishes and triggers Fire Hair, so she summons another card? Oh no, that's cool. I have seen, like, I did just see a Carnage eat a skill the other day for the first time, so I understand why that works now. Like, forget what it was. I polymorphed into something that turned into a Carnage and it ate the polymorph or something, right? I think that's what it was, which is pretty sick. Hey, Obvious Limes, by the way, with 5 gifted subs. Thank you, Obvious Limes, and Oosh MS with the 9 months, and Josh JJ with the Prime sub. You guys are amazing. You guys are cool. Thank you. Any super chats on YouTube to check? I don't think so. Okay. All right, Adamantium Infusion in hand. Stark Industries buffs. It's going to be hard for us to get into. Altar of Death. Normally a bad location, but I'm intrigued, right? If we just go Shuri into Black Panther there, I don't really need any other help, you know? And then you could just do Adamantium Infuse. But I mean, what does that really serve you, you know? Wondering about Tempo Elixir again, too, since I already have Infusion. But you can play these together on 6 if you have multiple things destroyed. So that's part of it. We could also just go for Energy Cheese right now, too, to get like a Panther down here. You could even do just the Shuri instead, I guess, but... This pollutes the pool for Phoenix Force, but maybe that's okay. I don't know. It's this elixir I feel like I'm throwing away a lot, and I don't know if that's right or wrong. You know? It feels like I've just kind of been tempoing it more than I want to. And it's like, now there's no Shuri for the Panther. Like, that feels bad. Are we just cycling into extra energy, but then not doing anything with it? Next turn you go to 7? Play Panther plus nothing. You could get a Kid Omega in, but that's it. Which doesn't really feel worth the trouble, right? Panther, Venom, Adamantium Infusion's cool. Phoenix Force lets you move into Altar of Death, but again, to what end? I really hope to find a Nimrod here. I don't really like any of these lines that much. Just like, I don't know, nothing's really jumping out at me right now. Wow, Sebastian Shaw actually only got hit. Oh no, twice is pretty good. No, that's pretty nice. Wow, we really did hit the Kid Omega. Well, dang, dude. Yeah, none of these lines are good, right? It's just without Kid Omega as a setup. You know, I don't even have, you know, it's Carnage into Adamantium Infusion right now, which, what does that do? That doesn't win you a game. Maybe it wins you a tiebreaker, but Rocket Raccoon easily wins Altar of Death. Ship it? Okay, ship it. I don't know. Shuri ties Rocket anyway, I guess. Maybe you win a tiebreaker. Is that true? I don't know, maybe. This game just really did not go well. I don't know. Like, just nothing lined up, right? We could have had to, you know, if we'd gone Carnage Altar, maybe Kid Omega would have happened. I don't know. Let's just hope we hit here. We'd never win a tiebreaker if we hit Shuri, so I don't think... Ah! That might do it. Let's see if there's Shadow King right, though. Well, actually, Shadow King right would also be fine. Never mind. With only one card there anyway, that's also fine. Surfer is also fine. Surfer would have beat the Shuri at least. Yeah, this has happened a couple games in a row now where I feel like we just didn't do anything interesting and then it just kind of got bailed out by, I don't know, luck or brute force or something, right? Is this going to look better blue or green, guys? What do you think? I think the border down here is green, so it's going to look better green, like the text shadow is green. Shadow King in a buff deck. I'm actually even with the buff stuff, I've seen it in Surfer lists before where you just try to sequence it, right? You know, like don't put it in your Sebastian Shaw location and you just go to town, you know. All right, so Kid Omega, Shuri, Adamantium Infusion's a really, really good core of stuff to work with here. Black Cat makes me think end of turn deck. Eliath Portrait doesn't. Second straight Altar of Death game. Ooh, that probably makes Shuri Nimrod kind of insane, right? But then you don't have the Kid Omega line necessarily. But I love Shuri into Altar of Death. And just like the extra energy's really valuable too. But you just, you know, it's so nice to get those bonus stats on Kid Omega, I guess. Oh, now we also have Symbiote Spider-Man Nimrod, which I guess is also kind of bad with Kid Omega, though. And, of course, not good for Altar of Death. I guess my logic is, if I have Kid Omega, why use Altar of Death, right? Like, this would have been really nice if we didn't have Kid Omega, I guess. But since I have him, aren't we just probably better off doing it this way? Adamantium Infusion can go in Altar of Death if you need it to. Not that I think we will necessarily. Yeah, I really don't think we need magic or anything this game. Seems fine so far. Well, they are setting up for a lot of points. Big time Marvel Boy already hitting multiple turns from turn 3. Like, this is a perfect Marvel Boy opener. Yeah, it's just gonna be about where to put the Adamantium Infusion, I guess. Oh, Spider-Ham getting destroyed for extra energy. Prodigy hits the Marvel Boy. Okay. So Invisible Woman coming in here, you know, does still work with Jocasta, but it's not too scary. It's really just gonna be about winning left, I guess, right? Which, I mean, surely with an Adamantium Infusion we hold left. Or I guess we don't have to win left. We can just win mid too. Or I mean right. We can just win right too. Oh my god. So now you just do this, right? You get the 24 power Nimrod, you carnage it, you throw right, but you cannot lose left, can you? You just can't lose left, can you? How could you lose left? You're gaining another 24? There's no earthly world where you ever lose. This is just a crazy amount of power. I don't like that this doesn't really win right, is my only thing. I could do this. Oh, no, you can't. You can't do that. No, you can't do that. Adamantium Infusion has to have a space. You can't do that, guys. Don't do that. Don't do that. Adamantium Infusion has to have a space. It's got to be this then. It's just got to be. It's just you got to hold left, right? That's really the only logic. A lot of points sort of wasted mid here, you think, but 24 is just it's just crazy. It's got to be enough. That's not going to beat us. That's not going to beat us. Marvel Boy is not doing enough here. Jocasta kind of just got wasted. Yeah. I mean, it's really, really good effort from them. 32 points is insane. It's kind of crazy that they had 13 over there and we just didn't contest that. Like, that's sort of weird. But, you know, when you can just put 49 in a spot, it's okay. It's totally fine. Yeah, dude, this 24 power Nimrod off Adamantium Infusion every time is just ridiculous. It's crazy good. Wow. This deck's actually just so strong. It's really nuts. It just does the highest it dies in a specific location. No, I actually know why you think that. The wording is kind of tricky. It kind of sounds like the here is a reference to where it died, but the reference to here is just where it's summoned, not where it died. It can have died anywhere, and then you're just rezzing it here. But that here in the text, because there was one time I read this where I had that same thought. I was like, hey, wait a minute, what is this only resurrecting from this location? But it's pulling from anywhere, and then, you know, it's putting it here, which the here is, you know, the normal cards don't need to say put it here because they are there already, but because it's a skill, right, it needs to tell you where it's putting it because it's not the card itself, right? If that makes sense. So, like, you know, I bet this also says revive, revived here, yeah, because it's, you know, it's not the card itself, so it's telling you where it goes, if that makes sense. I don't have Kid Omega or Elixir. Can I still use this deck? I definitely don't think Elixir's felt that important. I also think like Phoenix Force weirdly hasn't felt that important. I don't know if it's just because I'm ignoring it too much. Kid Omega, I haven't played enough to really tell you. You could probably get away without Kid Omega, honestly. But it's really nice that I'm Adamantium Infusion still, because sometimes you can play that Adamantium Infusion thanks to the Kid Omega. If you don't have like a Carnage to play it at the same time, you know? You'd probably get by though. I'm sure there's other alternatives that are okay. Is this stream a special thing? Well, it's special because it's me. I make it special. I'm just kidding. No, I don't want it to be too special. It feels special today because it's my first one in a couple of years, but I plan to stream more, if that's what you're getting at. Yeah, I want to weave at least like one a weekend if I can. There was really two reasons for that. Number one is I want to promote our new game, SkyShard. Some of you will know, some of you won't. I've been working on a new indie game. It's an auto battler. It's called SkyShard. It's you build a city and fight other players' cities, and we'll play it a little later. I'll show you what it is. There's links down below too if you just want to check out the Steam page or whatever, or just play the demo. You can just go play it right now. So that was reason number one. But reason number two, frankly, is that like YouTube videos have been kind of soft lately. Marvel Snap's views just keep going down and down and down. For me at least, I think that's true pretty much everybody, but I can only really speak to me specifically. So yeah, it felt like it might be time to spring a little life into some live streams, you know, see if there's a way to grow there, or, you know, just part of my job if I want it to be, right? So it's kind of nice to have multiple platforms. That was always the goal. You know, I now have multiple YouTube channels. I'm working on a game, you know, bring Twitch streams back in, multiple revenue streams, multiple platforms is always a good plan in case one thing doesn't work out all that well or suffers. You just, you know, spread it around and see what works. So that was really the two-pronged idea. I was going to stream anyway for the game, and then as Marvel Snap kept getting softer and softer on views, it's like, it's time. It's time. One was the reason, one was like the time pressure, if that makes sense. All right, Kid Omega into Magic is a start. Pit of Exile shouldn't really be a problem for us. Most of the stuff we play starts smaller and then gets bigger. Hunger for the opponent. I've been really pleasantly surprised how popular the zombie horde decks are. I thought there was going to be this scenario where they came out and like nobody played them and they just kind of like fell flat and left for a year and people forgot about them. And I'm saying for a year on the bold assumption that they print more horde cards next Halloween, which we don't know if that's true, just an assumption. I do kind of want to turn this off because I don't hate my hand, but at the same time, if I put two cards here, we do get into some weird Nimrod spacing issues potentially. It wouldn't really be an issue for Black Panther necessarily, but Nimrod could kind of get locked out over here. I could just maybe use like a Carnage to clean it up or something, but that's not great for Kid Omega. Maybe I should have just played Kid Omega left. He doesn't really do a lot getting out ahead of stuff. So Symbiote Spider-Man's a start. But I need one of my fives, really. I don't have a follow-up right now. We need to hit either Nimrod or Black Panther. Cassandra Nova, honestly, a notable debuff on either. Hey, there it is. Okay. Zombie Scarlet Witch, Cassandra Nova, Firehair deck. You know what? I bet they're going to be an Adamantium Infusion Zombie Giant Man deck, aren't they? Wouldn't expect that to have a Shadow King or anything. I'm just thinking about, like, plans here. But I do have to beat a big old zombie giant man potentially. And Firehair could also get really big if she copies a zombie giant man effect. I mean, either way, this is definitely what's happening. I'm not stressed about that. And I think we're definitely Arnim Zoling. And then since we have the Limbo, and I expect the Limbo to survive, I think we will just go for... There's no way Nimrod's better, right? I'm also just not getting any Kid Omega value, right? There's just no... Maybe you could do something with Venom. If I... Actually, you know what? If I destroy the Arnim Zola right now, can't I get another Arnim Zola off Elixir? And play Elixir mid. get the Arnim Zola back. Well, you got to play Adamantium Infusion first, I guess, because you want to pull that out of the pool since 2 things are getting destroyed this game. This is actually kind of sick, right? Doesn't this work if I destroy the Arnim Zola? Bro, this is kind of sick. Wait a minute, dude. Wait a minute, dude. This is actually kind of crazy, right? I got to figure out positioning on this, but the potential here for shenanigans is high. Crazy high potential for shenanigans. I've never even thought about the Kid Omega Arnim Zola Elixir Align, but it's actually kind of nuts. Assuming the opponent doesn't retreat or anything, right? So like we're already in a pretty good spot, but now what I can do, right, is if I do this first, this pulls the Black Panther Symbiote Spider-Man out of the res pool. No! I wanted to see this insane combo. This is gonna pull out a 120 power Symbiote Spider-Man, right? It's gonna be 60. It's, well, no. 240 power? Bro. Oh, the only problem is the elixir is only a 50-50, right? Like, that's the only problem, I guess, is the elixir becomes a 50-50, which is worth it because it's free. It's bonus, right? It's not guaranteed, but you could. So this pulls out a 60 power. It doubles to 120 from its on reveal. It doubles to 240 because of Adamantium Infusion, right? Then you play Elixir, which summons in Arnim Zola guaranteed because this is now out of the Resurrect pool. The Arnim Zola then has a 50-50 to hit either Elixir or a 240 power Symbiote Spider-Man that then could become a 480 power Symbiote Spider-Man here and here. The question is, would that be worth it or not? Are you better off just like putting points mid or something and not playing for that 50-50, you know? Because you if you want to do that, you know, you could also maybe just do it mid so that you had kind of a 2 out of 3, right? So you had 2 Black Panthers mid, and then, you know, only 1 out of 3 was the low roll elixir, because you'd still end up with, you know, 120 and 120. That'd probably be the safest bet. But this would be the high roll bet, going for the crazy 50-50. I think either way, as the opponent also deduced, we were fine. Like, technically, Cassandra Nova could move out and they could add power here, but it's going to be hard to even catch 60, let alone anything else. Not to mention another 60 and another 240 or whatever it was, right? You look like post-serum Captain America. I actually have been working out a little bit. I don't have any actual muscles, so I dare not show you. But to me, it's honestly the most muscular I've ever been. Like I still look like a frail, tiny boy, but I do have an actual bicep that I've never seen before. I don't know if you can tell. It's not gonna come through on camera at all, but it's actually there. It's real, and I've never had one before, really. Even though I played sports and stuff in high school, I always had an incredibly weak upper body. I don't know why. Yeah, it's I'm not ever gonna be Captain America, but I am a little less the Blob, perhaps. Hello, by the way, chat. I again have been trying to concentrate on games. Sorry if I'm missing your comments. I'm not intentionally ignoring you, I promise. Just trying to lock in for a potential YouTube video here. Pocket Tank, by the way, thank you for the sub. That's very nice. Collins E, I think I got before, maybe not though. And Captain DeZealot also, thank you. Whoops. All right, let's what is that name? Is that a reference to something? I don't even think I can't Google that. I don't think I want to know. I'm scared. All right, Tree Nimrod's a start always. Yeah, we can go Magic. Grand Central's a little weird. I actually don't really care about Bifrost, so maybe I turn off Grand Central to prevent any weird issues with Carnages or, you know, something getting pulled out at the wrong time, Adamantium Infusion or whatever. Seems like that would be bad. So, Vormir. Again, Vormir's one of those weird ones where, okay, I actually am about to find something out. We're about to do some science. About to do some no, I know how it works. Never mind, I can't do that science. No, I know how it works. Vormir is just gonna be a weird one. Maybe we just put the Shuri in instead of the Symbiote Spider-Man then. Because I was thinking like, hey, I could put Symbiote Spider-Man mid, he moves over to Vormir, then you play Nimrod on Vormir, Vormir destroys, but that actually doesn't work, because then the Symbiote Spider-Man will try to merge with a card that's not there. It's not a live merge like, you know, Agony. That might work with Agony, but it won't work with Symbiote Spider-Man, right? So I think you have to just go Shuri Vormir here. Play the Nimrod next turn. Like, technically Symbiote Spider-Man's more points, but not by much, so let's just do the Vormir thing. We do have to keep in mind that Null could certainly be in the opponent's deck. I dare not say the name of the opponent. It's like Voldemort. He who shall not be named. I can't risk it. So yeah, that's a big Venom already. Also, interesting Venom. What is he? Is he like sitting on something? Oh, he's on a disco ball. Okay. Know what that big sack underneath him was. All right, so we find the Adamantium Infusion. Very happy to see that. That creates some interesting Carnage lines. I just find myself almost never wanting to play Phoenix Force, guys. I guess maybe if we didn't draw Adamantium Infusion this game, it would have lined up better, but we did, so I don't know. I'm actually going to be able to go Nimrod here for 12, and then I'm going to be able to Carnage Adamantium Infusion right away. And then still maybe Phoenix Force or Elixir on the final turn for the big guy, right? Phoenix Force would have a Shuri in the pool that is kind of bad, so I guess you would go Elixir to make sure that you hit the timed card, right? Phoenix Force pulls from wherever. I think this is just... Oh, this hasn't been destroyed yet. Oh, yeah, this is right, yeah. So Carnage to destroy the Nimrod. Adamantium Infusion pulls back a 24 power Nimrod. Do you do that in a different spot to maybe give yourself Artem Zola plays, though, too? So that we have kind of a 50-50 on it, right? Because otherwise you're going Phoenix Force Elixir, which I guess is also kind of fine. I'm not destroying the 24 power guy, though. I'm destroying only the excuse me, the Elixir's only pulling back a 12 power Nimrod, which is still very good. Let's be clear, I guess that's not a problem, but just not crazy because we didn't have a Kid Omega loop this game, so we had to destroy the Nimrod first. Okay, there's a death. Opponent's having a great destroy game up there. Just an ungodly number of Venoms, dude. The Moira Venom chain is just ridiculous, right? Multiple deaths, maybe multiple Venoms. So there's our 24. Venom would be nice for us too, actually. No Venom. So are you better taking the Artem Zola 50-50 roll here? Man, the problem is like, it's really not... Like, if you hit the Nimrod, you're really pumped. If you... well, the big Nimrod. But actually, like, 2 12-power Nimrods doesn't even contest right. Doesn't even contest right. If you go here... You go 12. You got 3 spots. You would go 12, 24, and 12. You would also send 12 here. How does this order work? Does he go left first? He duplicates first. You're going to get a 12 and a 12. I don't... Is this actually better or big enough? I'm not even sure this is actually better, right? I don't even know. Oh! Oh! Oh, Are we sure this is... I do like the point distribution of this better. I'm not sure it's more average points than Artem Zola left. I guess it probably is if you Artem Zola... They just straight up passed. 5 cards in hand. Was it just like all Deathlocks or something? You'd still play that left. I don't understand. Just letting us have fun? I do know that like Moira can kind of clog out your hand with weird unplayable things, but yeah, paid actor could be. I'm gonna put him in the video anyway because this name is hilarious. can somebody do the math? If we hit the 12 power Nimrod left with Arnim Zola, it was going to send 24 mid, and it was going to send 24 right. And I already had 4, so I guess we would have only had 28 right. And this was a guaranteed 48 right, but this just doesn't look that strong to me. I'm also wondering if just Elixir mid or something could have been better too. I don't see how that could have been better, but you had like Phoenix Force and Elixir both. The Graveyard had, you know, a Magic, a Shuri. Well, no, Magic wasn't in it yet. It had a Shuri and a Nimrod, I think, really. I just don't know. Not convinced any of those plays were really as exciting as I wanted them to be. It might just be because the opponent had, like, I'm looking at a game where I have 32 and 48 points, and I'm like, this wasn't that good. It's clearly insane. Let's normalize our expectations a little bit, right? Just that the opponent had a really good game too, and they passed their final turn, and I barely won. So, you know, it's just all about context, I guess. But hey, Frank Noirs with the tier 1 sub. Thank you. Or Frank, probably, really, if I think about it. Hello. I think I sent you a message on Discord if you are who I think you are. Oh, you responded. There you go. I'll to answer your question, I don't understand the question. How do you want the other version to start? Just cut it clean off. I think you can literally start it the exact same way, just without the logo overlay. Maybe make that opening scroll with the islands just a little longer though, to give it a little time to settle the eye. Like, you know, if it's like 3 seconds now, make it like 5, you know, or if it's 2, make it 4. You know what I mean? Like add a couple seconds just to ease you in, since the logo won't be filling that space. Basically, I just read a thing that said they already have seen the logo, so often that's kind of wasted real estate at the beginning of the video. You want to show as much of the actual game as possible, as quick as possible. I know some of these things are counterintuitive from a entertainment and viewer standpoint. From like, if I was thinking about YouTube Shorts, it'd be a totally different process, but it's all about buyer behavior. So I don't know. Anyway, sorry guys, I'm talking to an editor about a trailer for my game on Steam. I need to run an ad, by the way, real fast on Twitch. So I guess I'll run a quick 1-minute ad break and just read chat for a bit in the meantime. Wrathchild, thanks for the Prime sub. You're amazing. Appreciate you, Wrathchild. Any more Helix mattresses yet? I have not gotten any new Helixes. They sent us like 3 or 4 different things, but I am going to do another Helix sponsorships this month, so stay tuned. Yeah. Well, I'll have it in another video, I think next week, actually. Yeah, Pocket Tank, YouTube. Oh, we got a new super chat on YouTube. Oh my gosh, Homebrew says, hey, Regis, hope all is well, man. Happy holidays to you and your family. Oh, it's Buzz Falcon. Oh my gosh, Buzz. I feel like you've changed names a handful of times throughout the years, if I recall. I'm bringing back all these old memories of my stream and the people and like the names, and like it's amazing how much I feel like I'm remembering from years and years ago. Really old memories being mustered into mind is pretty sweet. By the way, guys, we have 800 total people watching on YouTube and Twitch, which is crazy, guys. It's actually insane, man. I did not expect that. It's like 212 viewers on Twitch is... There were years I would have killed for 212 viewers. For a long time, I had 50, 75, 100, 150. And I haven't streamed in 2 years and 200 people showed up, man. Although it just dropped when I ran the ad roll. Is it really worth it to turn off these pre-roll ads by running ads when people leave during the ads anyway? I don't know, man. All right. Magic Shuri is definitely a start. Show me that adamantium infusion. Doc Eric. Is that Doc Ock's name? I swear I'll learn Marvel lore someday. I swear. I really did start reading comics, but not enough yet, I guess. Altar of Death again. I don't currently have a Kid Omega. So I am sort of eyeing Shuri Nimrod, right? That seems pretty good. Merlin could turn it off, I guess, but it may not really be incentivized to do that or anything. Oh, there's Kid Omega. Well, yeah, now it just makes more sense to always do it this way, right? Because you just get to lock in those stats extra. Yeah, so I think you just go Kid Omega, Shuri, Nimrod. That fills in Altar of Death a little bit. Yeah. Oh, his name's Otto Octavius, not Doc Eric. Oh, I mean, I'm thinking of Magneto's name is Eric, right? That's who I'm thinking of. Magneto. I knew there was somebody. Yeah, Shuri Nimrod's great. We need to think about how to win. Oh, this was a sick play, by the way. Debris, the polymorph. That's a sick play. Viper hitting the rock. That's not a big problem for us, really. They are stacking their deck with Vibranium Mines. So Kid Omega. Activate Nimrod. Where do we put these final points? I think we maybe just Venom right, depending on, you know, that Martyr's up there chilling. She may have some space to move left. Gives us a little bit more edge. I guess if we find, you know, an Adamantium Infusion, that's good. We could also go Phoenix Force. Nimrod's my only destroyed card right now, so this might actually be the Phoenix Force game. The kind of budget Adamantium Infusion here. It's not as good, you know. It would be a 17 power Nimrod instead of a 24 power Nimrod, but still pretty nice. You can still Carnage it, so they fill a very interestingly similar space. Omniversal. Oh my god, that gives us some lines with like Phoenix Force, Venom, and Carnage now. Wow, they're running Chamber too, or was that generated somehow? That was cool either way. They got a Vibranium mid. Maybe that's why they wanted to stack the Vibraniums, to put some points mid, but they did have Omniversal as well. Like, as soon as you see I'm a destroy deck, I would think you go that route. No Adamantium Infusion, but we also now got an Elixir. Bro. I mean, my instincts tell me something like this is probably best. Oh, this actually, currently Phoenix Force is always pulling back a Nimrod, right? So, and it's the only Nimrod in the graveyard. So Elixir actually won't have anything in the pool. This is basically saying I'm going to get just million power. I don't think you ever need to like Carnage mid here, right? Because you're just shuffling a ton of power left and a ton of power right. I think this is fine, right? Like everywhere is big. Carnage like redistributes some power back left, but I don't need it. I need power mid, right? So I think this is fine. Kind of sad this isn't an Adamantium Infusion game, but I guess we're at least getting to see Phoenix Force being similar, right? Outside of, I don't even know, like Shadow King, I guess, but even that's not that good. Like Shadow King left is the best spot to do it, but would that even be able to win when I've got everything else strong everywhere else, right? We're just so strong across the field. It's crazy. Polymorph Shadow King. Even that, you know, we'd still have 18 points here. Like, that's the crazy thing is, like, Nimrods aren't that weak at a base. Orca, Annihilus, Rhino. I mean, this is a really pretty strong game from the opponent. 20 and 23 is nothing to scoff at, but Kid Omega, Shuri, Nimrod's just really good. Really, really good. And, you know, like we said, these actually, if this were Adamantium Infusion, right, we could just imagine these would each be 24 power. We would just have an extra 7 power. We'd be at 48 and 52. And I guess here would also be another step, 39, yeah. I like that you can kind of pretend. Just sub it in, you know? It's honestly even better, too, against stuff like an Alioth, maybe. I mean, you know, Alioth would have screwed our Venom anyway or whatever, but... like it as a skill, I guess it even dodges problems. Like it dodges the mid location there too, like destroy locations, all kinds of problems. Yo, Regis, can we get a yo? There you go. Not sure you'll see this, but you're my most watched YouTube channel. Oh, Braden, thanks, man. That's actually very cool. Not number 2. Good to hear, man. Hello, opponent. Amp. I am amped to be playing you. So Shuri Nimrod is good stuff. Oh, Shuri Nimrod, Kid Omega. That's, I mean, that's just the dream, dude. You don't go in Camelot though, because you got to play the Nimrod on. Well, this could go in Camelot, I guess. Well, no, he's gonna eat the Nimrod on 5, yeah, which means he'll gain 12. Yeah, we don't want to go there. Hopefully, we're not screwed on this at all somehow. But hey, oh my god, dude, it's literally a mirror match. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Well, that's weird, isn't it? Alter Death got to be the featured location, right? This is like the 3rd time we've seen it in the last. I didn't really. We ticked over on to Wednesday afternoon. I think we got some featured locations happening now. I guess you go Shuri Nimrod here. You're just not going to be Kid Omega-ing, right? That's the thing. You're just going to be playing the Nimrod as is, right? There might be some interesting lines possible with all that extra energy too. I mean, there's stuff like Elixir, Arnim Zola. But Arnim Zola is not going to go. He's going to go like mid, right? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, it is the feature location. Okay. Weirdly, it's honestly not that good for this deck, I would say. It's not bad. Like, obviously, we can work around it. It can help. Like, if we didn't have a Kid Omega right now, it'd be great. But I don't think it's like the you know, craziest thing ever. This does actually bring back a Shuri. Do we think that's worth it? Like playing a Shuri mid here, and then you can do like, I don't know, Venom Shuri or something. I think that actually makes a lot of sense, yeah. Why not, right? It's kind of free. I mean, does anything getting pulled out of the Quantum Tunnel screw you? Like Adamantium Infusion getting pulled wouldn't have a target left, because well, no, it would still have the Nimrod too. Yeah, no, it would have a target. No, I think anything's fine here. Carnage, I guess, would eat some bodies. That'd be fine too. No big deal. So opponent's clearly doing like some giant man fire hair destroy stuff. There's the Shuri. Adamantium Infusion is this is the sickest play I've ever seen in my entire life, and now I have Venom Shuri mid. Are you actually kidding me? This is the sickest play in the history of the world. I don't have anything in the story pool, so Elixir's no good again. I mean, do you just throw in, I guess, a Symbiote Spider-Man here? I don't think I want a Kid Omega, do I? I think it's fine, right? Like, I don't really need the points here because we're going to have 36 anyway, and they're going to have a hard time getting points here because, well, no, they might not because of Kid Omega. Do you Kid Omega the Venom? Oh, you do, because Venom's going to get Quantum Tunneled away. I need to lock in the stats. I forgot about Quantum Tunnel. I think you kind of have to. Yeah, no, this actually holds though, right? This always holds. This is fine. Quantum Tunnel's the issue. Well, they can't Kid Omega Zombie Giant Man have played there, can they? Oh, they still can, I guess. It doesn't. No, it got destroyed by Alter Death first. Oh, nope, it didn't. Nope, never mind, just kidding. That's not gonna get tunneled away because it's Adamantium Infusion. I think we're fine though, right? Like, we're totally fine here, right? Oh, Shuri, yeah. Oh, Shuri only hits Venom on the front half, doesn't she? Oh, that's actually... She doubled him to 6. It doesn't really, I guess, matter. He's big enough for Kid Omega anyway. It's all fine, but all right, yeah, it worked. Nice. We actually would have been fine without the Kid Omega too, for the record. We would have had 37 to 33, but it's just better because the Venom stats are gone anyway, right? Like, you know, Quantum Tunnel would have turned into something random that wasn't helpful, so there's no reason to keep those stats mid. Left was close though, dude. This game was crazy. Pulling that Adamantium Infusion probably won this game, right? I don't think you win this game without it, do you? I don't see how, right? I don't see how you win this game. Because, like, 24 was an enormous advantage. Like, left would have been impossible. Mid would have been impossible. Like, we got really lucky, honestly. Crops, it's real. Regis is streaming. It's not an illusion. It's not an illusion. It's also really fun, man. Thank you guys for hanging out, by the way. We've had 800, we got 785 viewers on YouTube and 200 on Twitch, so we basically have 1,000 people watching right now, dude. Dang, guys, go play my video game. Go play. Go look in the links down below Twitch and in the YouTube comments. Go wishlist my game, even if you don't want to play it. Wishlists go a really long way to show your support, show your interest in the project. It's called SkyShard. It's on Steam. Here, I'll show you what it looks like on Steam right now. I can show you right now. Look. Here it is. Go drop a wish list, guys. This is our auto battler. You build a town. All kinds of different fun little town buildings and weapons and defense units. You fight other players. You learn about crazy units and their lore. A lot of temporary art here still, by the way. Don't fret. You get on the top of the leaderboard, which, by the way, I'm now number 3, I think, or maybe number 4. I don't know, but I'm in the top 5, which is insane. But yeah, go check out SkyShard. I'm making this game with my buddy Ben. A couple artists who've been hanging out in chat today. We got a sound guy. It's you can just play it right now. Demo's free. Download the demo. We got people who've spent hundreds of hours playing. It's low-key very addictive, honestly, and it's only getting better. So be warned, you may lose your life. You may never play another video game. At least on PC. Just be warned. But yeah, we do really appreciate wishlists, even if it's not your vibe. I get it. Don't worry. You don't have to fret. I know a lot of you are card gamers first and foremost, or mobile gamers first and foremost, which I'd love us to be on mobile. We're gonna look into that more next month. But either way, just a follow, a wish list, all that stuff helps Steam support the game. Steam's like, hey, people care about this. Wow. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Wish listed. Oh, thank you, man. Free? No way. Free for now, yeah. I was actually cooking in my brain. I was like, is there any way we could do this free forever, Ben? Like, could we just make enough money off videos that we could do it free forever? I don't think that's a model that makes any sense, but I was thinking about it. I was like, man, it would be cool if I don't think anybody's ever tried that. I don't think it would work, but like, imagine a dev that supported the game via content, like instead of via sales. It's not, the numbers just don't add up, right? It's just not possible, but kind of cool in theory. I mean, technically right now I'm supporting the game via content, just Marvel Snap content. I'm keeping the game running via content, just in a weird direction, I guess. Scream, Negative Zone, all that's a little annoying. We have Shuri left here though, which is nuts. If we find Nimrod or Black Panther, like, forget it, right? We're off to the races here. Positioning like Stegrons and stuff could get a little weird for us. Cannonball, if we get Nimrod's not that weird for us. Or if we get priority somehow. Or I guess Adamantium Infusion, dude. We could get some big Black Panthers right now, dude. I'm so scared of Cannonball though. I'm so scared of Cannonball. I mean, like I said, we could play around it, but I need multiple spots. Oh, do we just go Nimrod to avoid Cannonball problems, or do we go for the craziest Black Panther you've ever seen in your life? Which do we go for, guys? I mean, look, this gets around a lot. If I want to win games and climb, this is the right way to do it, I think it's got to be this way, but I don't actually currently have Carnage Venom, nor did I have a Kid Omega, so I am in a weird spot right now where I don't actually... I guess Arnim Zola clears both of these anyway next turn, so maybe that's fine, right? You guys I'm actually live, and you guys are all pressuring me to play Black Panther, but I won't do it. I'm resisting the peer pressure. This is why I record separately usually. I get to make the decisions I want. You guys are pressure. You guys are bad peer pressure, bad influence. Hey, not my Dance with a tier 1 sub. Oh my God, Dance, hello. My best bud in the world when it comes to casting Marvel Snap tournaments, because you're the only bud I have, but you were a great one. To be honest, you were a great bud. My co-caster in the Golden Gauntlet. Absolute superhero champion. Now that I've got the Carnage, I don't think we go for... Arnim Zola, right? Because like the Shuri on the Arnim Zola doesn't really do that much for me. If I go Carnage here... We pull back a 48 power Nimrod. It would go off. It doesn't say double its power, so I don't think the power gets doubled twice, right? It would just try to summon 2, not do more than that. So this puts us at like 24 and 24. You still have like Arnim Zola loops and stuff next turn. You could actually send both Carnage and the Nimrod with Arnim Zola next turn. There's that Mercury, so Cannonball's like, they're sitting on Cannonball in hand like, no, hate this guy. Oh! Oh no, Arrow! Oh no, now we're bringing back a Shuri. Like something kind of interesting there again though too, right? Because, well, no, not really that interesting, unfortunately. Dang. Make the world's biggest Black Panther, but do you ever really think you're gonna win mid? Arrow. There's no way this wins mid, right? You could take a 50-50 here. It's good, but it's, you know, if you hit, it's good. If you don't hit, it's really bad. I'm gonna ship this because it's funnier. I think we're gonna lose this game, so we're gonna do the funny thing. We're gonna see if mid holds somehow and do the funny thing. I think they could just give mid for the record. I think it's not crazy they give mid, and Panther maybe holds if they don't Cannonball somehow, or if they Cannonball maybe it goes right since they didn't move Mercury again, right? Stegron, oh, that's fine. No, it's going twice though. Well, it can't go twice. We're full. Batman's fine. Kid Omega's actually gonna go off twice. That's fine. It moved twice. It's fine. Shuri at 4 is enough. Oh my god. It holds. It actually holds. Oh, that was so scary, dude. If they'd played they should have played Polaris first, right? Because it would have pulled Kid Omega. And they would have had another space for the Stegron to push a card over, right? I mean, I guess they didn't know that was going to be better for the record. I don't know if you had any way to know that's what you needed to do. But if they, I guess that would have worked had they somehow known. They could have pulled the Kid Omega out and then pushed, Black Panther mid. Potentially, it still would have been a 50-50, I guess. Or, well, no, I guess... Well, no, I mean, that puts the Kid Omega in the pool then, too, so then you have, like, even worse odds in some ways. I mean, they didn't even know if Black Panther was going to be there, so it's impossible to say that they should have done anything, but, again, it could have worked out, but then you would have had an extra body in place for the Stegron, so it's impossible to say, right? Yeah, this only pulls 1 and 2, so it's only ever Kid Omega. But, remember, Shuri was over here, right, so... there would have been 2 spaces. So there is a world where they could have pulled Kid Omega and then pushed, Panther and whatever right, and 1 left and right. But again, I'm not saying should have done that. Impossible to solve. They didn't know what was going to be there and didn't know what was going to be mid and didn't know anything. So just it could have technically backfired for us if that had gone a different way. Omega Jewel, thanks for the Prime sub. You guys are the best, man. I honestly kind of have like a headache a little bit. I remember this from streaming sometimes. Like your energy's different, your adrenaline's different, and it wears on your body differently than just recording videos. It's wild. It's crazy that it's the same thing, but like the experience changes. It's really interesting. All right, we've got Adamantium Infusion and Sinister London with Venom, which is always really crazy cool. Well, we could maybe try to set up, I guess, yeah. I would, if you play Adamantium Infusion on London, you want 2 bodies in the pool for it, I don't know what's right to do here ever. Oh, Valhalla Shuri, I know is pretty cool though. Shuri Sinister London is never as exciting, right? Clearly an end of turn deck. I kind of need Black Panther or Nimrod, right? If I want to do this. We've got a little time to figure things out. We're Arnhem Zola, London. London's like, I'm sure there's something broken we could do with Venoms in London, because just like big Venoms in general are really good because the copied one inherits the stats or whatever, right? Something really interesting there. And then if you destroyed that, you know, you could get it back with infusion and it'd be crazy big again. But I'm gonna be honest with you, it just sounds like too hard of a solve for my brain right now. So I'm just gonna play in Valhalla because that's a pretty easy, transparent line. Like I can see that one working. That said, where are the cards? Am I crazy to say like just do this and he's really big and that's the biggest guy I can make right now? I mean, what the heck else am I gonna do? No Nimrod, no Panther. We kind of missed our hits. Oh man, Jocasta, the second one, didn't miss the Invisible Woman, thankfully. That's good news. So I can oh bro, that's crazy. It inherits the set value. I actually remember seeing that before, but that's kind of crazy. So now I guess you can put the Nimrod here. But I don't even have I guess actually no. Okay, then we can Venom it, and then it's a 12 power Nimrod. You lock in the Symbiote Spider-Man stats, and then you play Infusion, I guess, left to pull more of that stuff back, right? Yeah, this actually is okay. It's weird. It's not as strong as we'd like to be, but it might actually hold. We kind of just like delayed the Shuri Nimrod by a turn and managed to weave in a 28 power card in the meantime, right? 12 power Shuri went off. Yeah, but I'm making a new one with Symbiote Spider-Man, right? Like he always hits Shuri. That's gonna make her go off again, right? He hasn't merged yet, right? So this will be 12. Assuming now you got me doubting that I hit the button. Like you got me doubting if I hit the button. I did hit the button. Okay. I mean, I think it works. This is why I don't stream. You guys are wreaking havoc on my brain right now, man. The question is like, will the 31 power Symbiote Spider-Man be like good enough, basically, right? And actually kind of be in the right spot too, I guess, is the other side of it. So like you go Venom, that sends Nimrods over, and then you go Infusion, and you pull back a 31 power Symbiote Spider-Man, and you pull back a 12 power Nimrod on the second copied Infusion, right? I am hesitant to say that it's going to be enough. I don't think it's super obvious that it's enough. Because, you know, a lot of points are coming out of Jocasta Invisible Woman loops here, man. Like, a lot of points. I feel like we're probably just going to be too small, but it's worth trying at least. Definitely not mathing out all these insane Jocasta Fantastic card, you know. Havocs are going to run out of energy, so they actually don't get that crazy. You know, there's only so much energy to eat for the Havocs. I'm actually relieved there's not like Athena instead. That would be a lot worse. Oh, I think those went in the right spots. That's actually really nice. That's actually really nice. I think we're gonna be okay. Maybe? I don't know. There's still a lot of loops. I don't know, dude. How does this not fast forward, bro? Oh, that's a big sunspot. I don't know, dude. We might not be okay. Havoc, I think the first one's gonna eat all the energy though. I don't think the second one's really gonna have much left. I think we're okay. Am I forgetting any loops so far? The second one won't have any scaling here. Yeah, oh, it has some. It had one. Oh, okay. Oh my God, really close, really scary game. We kind of saved that, man. That was a weird game where we drew wrong. But we pulled it out, dude. We saved it with the Symbiote Spider-Man just making him big, you know? Like, I'm telling you, the Adamantium Infusion doubling the stats is so ridiculous. You get a 62 power card basically for free, man. And then a 24 power Nimrod. I was actually thinking in my brain it was going to only be 12. Opponent is bored with this result. I might argue they're playing the boring deck, but I don't know. Some people think new things are boring because they're new, and you know, I get it. I see both sides of it, to be fair. Dara in the chat, by the way, dude. Hello, Dara. Is this your deck, by the way? I saw this on Untapped, and like usually when I see a really good popular deck on Untapped, I wonder, is this Dara's deck? Like, I wonder. I had a version that was didn't have Phoenix Force and didn't have something else. I forget what. Oh, I didn't have magic. I think I was gonna try it without magic, which I have liked the magic before. I have liked the magic today. Phoenix Force, I feel like we've not used much because we've just had better options, but I can see the fit. You know, I'm not gonna say it's wrong. You were playing a version without Phoenix. Ah, so your instinct is the same as mine, maybe. Okay. Yours was just autocomplete Nimrod. Oh, nice. Okay. Sometimes the autocomplete on day one is like a new thing, but you know, sometimes the autocomplete is like based on our decks. I don't know if I'm sure you've noticed that. Like if we have a really popular deck, I feel like it updates and it's our lists, even if it's weird, you know, like some streamers list or whatever. Dr. Worldwide, thanks for the 5 gifted subs. Amazing. Grats, everybody. I'm gonna run ad break. Oh, I did it right as I said that. Hopefully you heard me say that. I'm not used to this ad break thing. I used to never run ads on Twitch. YouTube, hello. Checking in. Everything looks pretty good. 800 viewers on YouTube is insane. I do want to check how that impacts the stats on my video. Like, did my video view count go way down when I went live on YouTube? Not a ton, it looks like, actually. Really interesting. Maybe a little bit of a drop. Let's see. I went live at 12, basically. I don't think it's a crazy drop. If it is, it's maybe a little bit. But not crazy. In other words, you know, I don't want to like siphon YouTube views away from videos too much, but it doesn't seem like it's done that. It seems like it's maybe just multiplied, maybe a net gain in total anyway, which is good news. I wasn't really sure how that worked because I never really streamed on YouTube much at all. Okay, how many games have we played of this deck? Let me see what our win rate's looking like and how many games we played. I feel like the win rate's been pretty good, right? We've climbed a fair bit. Oh yeah, we're 13-4. Great win rate. 20 cubes up. Yeah, that's... I'm sure I have enough games for the video, right? You guys think? Like, enough good, exciting game? That's usually enough. I know some of them I was talking to chat, so I want to remove some of those from the pool, but probably at least 4, 5, 6 good focused games, I think. Why was Hulk only 2? So the Bruce Banner card now inherits like enchantments, modifications, whatever they're called on cards. And that location sets your value to 2. It's not like a debuff. It's a set. It's like an equals. So once Bruce turned into Hulk, it still had that set value that is an equal to. So like when it pulls up Hulk, it says I'm 12 power, and it says no, actually your power has been set to 2. So even though you're inheriting that enchantment, it's not a debuff or whatever, right? It's not, it's just certainly not a buff where Bruce goes from 1 to 2 and then Hulk gets buffed. There are effects to do that. If you buff Hulk with a buff, if you buff Bruce with a buff and he gains +3, then your Hulk will come up and be 15 power because he has +3. But that's not a buff. It's a set. It's kind of weird. It's not the favorable outcome there, but it is intuitive when you think about it. I don't know if that works for the word intuitive. I don't know. You can say it's intuitive when you think about it, right? That's a shaky ground to stand on, I guess. Yeah, Valkyrie's the same way as well now. They changed some of that stuff with like Shadow King too. There's like a lot of weird little rules they kind of tweaked around there, which my brain gets stuck sometimes between the old ones and the new ones, and you just have to like, oh yeah, okay, I see how it goes. I haven't seen you live in a while. You look like you've lost a lot of weight. Yes, yeah. Well, yeah. Over the last year and a half, I am now at about 165 pounds down. It's crazy to say out loud. Crazy amount of weight loss, actually. 165 pounds down, yeah. It has been big. I don't even know how much of it's detectable in my face, really. I mean, it is very noticeable, but maybe it doesn't look like 165 pounds. But it's basically my daughter's first birthday is when I started losing weight, and she's now 2.5, almost exactly. So it's literally been almost exactly a year and a half. What's the secret? No one wants to hear the calories in, calories out thing, but I think that's really just the secret is physics. I know it's, you know, there's variables within that and nuance to it depending on the person, but for me it was moving a lot more. Specifically, like we started taking walks every morning in the park. Basically my daughter turned 1. She was walking and moving around a lot, and I was like, I literally just cannot keep up with her. I need to be healthier to literally chase her, but also, you know, sort of metaphorically keep up with her and, you know, be around for her for a long time. And I wasn't like particularly unhealthy from a metric standpoint. Like I had good blood pressure, good cholesterol, like, you know, as far as that side of it was concerned, like wasn't really showing the signs of any health problems, but you know, you just want to get ahead of it. That's not going to last forever. Obviously I was definitely a higher weight than I should have been. So anyway, I started walking every morning, like literally 6 days a week. We would go in the park and walk for an hour that entire first summer, and really up through the fall, which that alone, you know, was like shedding tons of weight, but then also just eating less too, right? Like both sides of it. And really, I think diet changes are more impactful. It's harder to burn calories than it is to just not take them in, you know? So between the two, like that summer, I lost like 60 pounds right away or something. I don't even know. It was like 20-25 pounds a month. And then we stopped walking once it got cold, but I kept up the diet changes. So things slowed down a little bit then, and, you know, still though kept going. Haven't really been walking as much this year, but I started working out a little bit just around the house. Like I, you know, just some little dumbbells and stuff, kettlebells around the house. Just do 20-30 minutes a day. Nothing too strenuous or crazy, but, you know, just enough to keep the body moving, still burn some calories, and maintaining the diet changes. And it's been good, man. I do feel good. I feel alive. Like I could definitely keep up with the toddler now, you know. It's been a good change. So DC had a card game. What was it called? DC Dual Force. It was I liked it okay. It was a little not mobile-y enough for me. Like they literally didn't have it on mobile, but also just like played a little more like a desktop game. I like card games on the phone for sure. What kind of stuff do you eat? I still eat basically the exact same stuff. This is such a weird system, but I started eating things that I thought I could fit in my hands. Like, you know, my wife makes spaghetti or something, right? Like before I would just get a giant bowl of spaghetti. And instead I started saying, would this fit in my open hands? If it won't fit in your open hands, you've eaten too much. That was my logic. Like my meal I need to be able to hold it comfortably, right? Like, you know, you can't stack pancakes up to the ceiling or whatever, right? But like basically it was just a portion control. It's like not that, you know, it's just, you can visualize it really simplistically, basically, right? Is like, if it can't fit in your hands, it's too much. Put some back, you know, just get an amount that you could comfortably hold. I wasn't literally holding spaghetti, right? But I think it was just like a really shorthand, simple way to like just control. And then like really just like avoiding snacks too, right? Because snacks will fit in the palm of your hand, but if you just eat snacks all day, that can be a problem too. So trying to stick to meals. I used to eat late night snacks too, cutting off any meals after like 6 p.m. Just don't eat after 6. Just as a rule. I think it helps your metabolism and stuff probably. So it's, you know, it's weird. I should probably play while I'm just talking, by the way. You guys are gonna get bored. You know, I wasn't always a bigger guy. I was like always like kind of big and like, you know, as a younger kid, but not like big, you know, but like I'm tall and just kind of generally big anyway, right? But I think I like held my weight pretty well through most of my young adult life. And then it was really like around, I don't know, like COVID era, I think I took things to a new level, right? And just like for a few years there, it was a lot of that was stress from trying to make the baby and stuff. We did like a whole IVF thing for a couple of years, and like COVID obviously was stressful for a lot of different reasons, and like because my wife was a nurse at the time, she was dealing with all that. So like between that and the baby and just like life and just like, I don't know, it really went to another level. So then I kind of had to do a little bit of a reset to get back to normal. And now I've even kind of pushed beyond norm. Like, you know, I'm the smallest I've really been since maybe ever, really. I think my senior year of high school, I was really small, but really kind of ever. So, you know, just kind of carried that momentum through, if that makes sense. Murder. That might be true, honestly. Yeah, I could see that being true, to be honest. Shuri, Mindscape's a pain, dude. I don't have a Mindscape play. Valentina Electro. Why they got two? You kidding me? They got a Galactus First Steps off their Valentina? And there's just purple stuff everywhere, man. Oh my god, do I abandon the Shuri for the magic? What in the heck else do I do? I don't have Nimrod or Black Panthers, so there's no way my opponent's hand could be enough to win, right? Because they already got a Galactus ahead of me. There's no chance. I just have to. I don't have a choice. But I don't really still know a way to win, to be honest. Is there something with like Symbiote Spider-Man, Shuri? I don't have time to play all that stuff. Dude, these Galacti suck, man. If I go just like Kid Omega Nimrod, I can go Adamantium Infusion, but it's only going to be 12. You know, it's not enough. There's no way that wins. What if you Kid Omega of Venom? Kid Omega Venom, and then you... Well, no, I can't destroy the... Well, no, the Venom's destroyed, so then I get Adamantium Infusion the Venom. I still don't think that's right, to be honest, but I think it's better than what I was doing. I think we're still gonna lose. I don't really care if we lose. That's fine. We'll see it out. Luna Snow help me at all? Lets me get... no, probably not really, right? You do this, and then Nimrod goes... I don't know. Can you win mid like this is what I'm thinking, right? Can you win mid like this? You get 2 Nimrods? Probably never, right? You can win right, I think. But how do 2 Nimrods ever win? It doesn't make any sense. Surely they can beat 6. Unless they just really ignore mid. If they just focus right and left. They didn't ignore mid. I only... Oh! I think we're gonna tie mid. But I don't think we can win anywhere else. Dude, that chamber's actually nuts. Bro. Wait, I don't have space. Oh, wait. No, I have space. Yeah, we're not going to ever win a tiebreaker is the problem, right? Like, we're barely winning, right? Even with the bit... We're actually, we're not winning, right? Just kidding. Oh, no, we are. Oh my god, dude, we're literally... I cannot believe we're 2 points off. Oh, this was the right line, but I don't think I had a way to get 2 points there, right? This was a cool line to take. I'm glad we explored this. Opponent just had a crazy start with those Galacti. Man, just 1 point. Yeah, Nick Fury Chamber, I saw it. I was doing the math, like when people were showing me this deck list, and I was like, well, it kind of just makes Nick Fury a 412, right? Because he's worth, you know, another +6 and he's 6, and it's like, is a 412 really that interesting? Still kind of thinking that. Like, this looks really big, but you know, it cost a lot to achieve that. I mean, 412's good. It's above rate, right? It's above rate, but you know, it's only good if you have chamber, and it's, I don't know, not the most exciting play generally. It's hard to use all that stuff. So I don't know. It's cool. It's very cool. I want to do it. I'll probably do something like that tomorrow for my chamber deck. So I'm not trying to slight it. I just am trying to assess the competitive viability, if that makes sense, right? I don't know. Is Adamantium worth the extra $10? I mean, this is like the hardest question to answer. It's like, for me, 100% yes, right? Like, obviously for me, 100%. I think if you're somebody who spends money on the game, I think probably it's always worth it to get the super premium pass. Like, if you're going to spend $20 on the game, that's, I think, your most efficient way to do that by a pretty large margin, as I understand it. So, you know, then it's just a question, number one, are you spending money on the game? Like, do you think $20 is worth it in general for the game you play? You know, like, it's not a trivial amount of money. That's more than most, like, TV subscriptions or whatever, you know, or similar these days. But So, you know, just a lot of like questions there. Then it comes to the card itself. Like, is the card good enough to be worth it, right? It seems really nuts in this deck, honestly. Adamantium Fusion seems super strong. Generally speaking, the data so far on Adamantium Infusion's pretty good. For these early season cards, you always have to be a little careful, though, because you don't know if it's too biased by bot games early in the month, but it's 0.45 average cubes. Why is this, like, weirdly cropped? 0.45 average cubes, 54% win rate, that's pretty great, you know, compared to like Deafening Chord, which I'm not as high on as most people, right? Like Deafening Chord's data has not been as good. Why can't I see Deafening Chord? What the heck? Deafening Chord, you know, like this is a card people love, right? It's actually getting better as it's found. Its popularity has gone down hilariously, and its cube rate has gone up as people put it into only the good decks that it's good in, right? Like, you know, this is a card people say is nuts. So far, worse data than Adamantium Infusion, but again, a little bit biased data. So I don't know. You need more time to really know for sure, but my instincts tell me it's pretty strong. It looks really, really nuts. Like the stats, I mean, it's just like crazy big numbers, right? It's really nice. Hooks to my brain, 6 month sub, thank you. Okay, guys, so here's the deal. I think I have enough for a video for Marvel Snap. I'm gonna play like 2 more games just for fun here, but after that, we're gonna go play the game I've been making, SkyShard. I'm gonna show you guys SkyShard on stream. I've never streamed it before, so we'll just run through some SkyShard, show you guys what it's all about. If you want to check it out, go download the demo, all that stuff. So a couple more games of Snap, and then we will shift gears. I thought about trying to weave in some Hearthstone, but I don't think I'm going to have time. There is some Hearthstone stuff I need to record today, but I'll probably just do it later. Thought I might do the full trio, Snap, Hearthstone, and SkyShard. But alas, no Hearthstone probably. Hey, Fathor Newman. I always have the hardest time with, I know it's probably just father, right? But I always try to like really emphasize the Fathor. Get the Thor really emphasized in there. What's up though? People misuse Chord so much. Yeah, I think people thought it was going to be more general use than it was. I tried to warn against that vibe. I thought it was going to be more, you know, werewolf specific kind of thing. I don't know. I'm not the smartest guy in the world though, so what do I know? Crazy destroy synergies to the opponent. This is gonna be a hard game to catch up on. They're already off to the races here. We did hit Kid Omega. Okay, that makes me like Shuri. Well, I mean, if I had a magic this, well, actually, you know what? Oh, I might have already missed my window because I drew this Kid Omega turn too late. If I could have played Shuri on 3, Panther on 4, I could have played Adamantium Infusion on 5, and then Arnim Zola on 6. But now I'm only gonna have 6 energy next turn. I can't do all that, you know? I guess you can still just Shuri Panther though. I mean, maybe it doesn't really matter, but I just don't have the Arnim Zola, right? I need the magic to weave in there to find time to get the Arnim Zola out. It's the problem. Like, I can get a big infusion, but how do you use that to win? I guess you could win tiebreakers if you think the opponent can't get to Altar of Death, but Wolverine, X23, there's so many cards that are really good at getting to Altar of Death. So if I like Shuri Panther left, I'm never gonna have 9 energy on the final turn or anything, right? I don't think I can weave all that together. Shuri, Panther, Infusion, and Zola, and Altar. That's the kind of line I'm talking about, but I don't have the time, right? I can't do Infusion and Zola together. I need magic. I don't think I have enough energy. I have 8 on the final turn. I need more than that. I guess if I drew a Carnage, maybe I could do it. Fast forwarding for what? I drew a Carnage. I can do it with Carnage, right? Because I go to 10 and I can play Infusion Zola together. Oh my god. This actually might save us, dude. I don't know. This Deadpool's so freaking big. Null would be absolutely nuts as well, but like positioning wise, left is gonna be fine. Like, we know Null can't beat us left, but a Null could. This is fine. This is absolutely fine. This is 100% wonderful. This is the best news ever. I only lose to Eliath now. No, Eliath doesn't even hit Adamantium Infusion, bro. Oh, dude, I can actually also play Nimrod. Well, it doesn't do anything, does it? Because it goes to other locations. What's else in my destroy pool? I can't play Phoenix Force because it might accidentally pull back a Carnage, right? I guess I could, though. I could just Phoenix Force. And if I hit Shuri, like, okay, whatever, you get another roll, right? Oh, well, Shuri doesn't impact anything, right? But this just always, I guess the Phoenix Force doesn't do anything, does it? I can't think of anything it would do. Is there any reason to play it? I don't think it matters. I think it's fine. That would have been a reason to play it. Oh my god, why do you have Scarlet? I still think we're fine because it's going to be like 80 power, right? Like, I just don't think it matters. But I guess that would have been a Oh, I don't think we ever won anyway. Wait, we're going 160, aren't we? Oh no, it's only 80. Oh no, it was 20, 40, 80. Oh my god, the Scarlet Witch! What? How do they have room for all this? This is the wildest. So there was no way the Phoenix Force ever mattered, right? Because Shuri doesn't hit Black Panther, remember. The Black Panther's not what actually gets played. It's the Adamantium Infusion. So we had Shuri, Ninja, Kid Omega, and Carnage in our res pool. So, like, you know, max we could have got is like 8 points or something off of our Phoenix Force. So we would have been at 88. Insane. This is clearly just a featured location deck, by the way. You don't run all this stuff unless you know Altar of Deaths in half your games or whatever. Completely insane game, guys. Completely insane game. Okay, that's actually a good spot. I think that's a good spot to stop on Marvel Snap. So what we're gonna do now is I am going to show you guys my game that I've been making. It is called. Actually, hold up. Let me change the branch I'm on here real fast. I'm on the dev branch. I'm gonna go back to the normal branch. So guys, some of you will know, you've probably seen my tweets, my videos, whatever, but I haven't ever actually streamed this before. But with my buddy, It's Been 321, who is a fellow YouTuber, we teamed up basically in like May, I think is when we really started, and have been building an indie game. It's called SkyShard. It is an indie auto battler, a PvP auto battler, fantasy city building auto battler. For those of you who don't know auto battlers, it's like Teamfight Tactics and Hearthstone Battlegrounds, and Dota Auto Chess was really like the first big one that took off. This is more in the vein of a game called Backpack Battles. If you guys have ever played Backpack Battles, it was this really low budget indie game that kind of blew up on Steam a couple of years ago, basically. I think their full release was actually this year. Backpack Battles is you build a backpack. It's kind of an inventory management sim. And we, you know, Ben was a big Backpack Battles player and streamer, and was really inspired by this and wanted to learn to make games. So he learned to make games, and we kind of found each other and partnered up, and I helped him bring it to life with some money and a few ideas here and there. But it's really Ben's baby first and foremost, and I'm kind of helping him get his vision to life. So this is Backpack Battles, right? This sold like over 1 million copies, crazy popular indie auto battler, and super fun, crazy well made, and super inspiring, because we thought we could kind of do this. We thought we could make a game that's, you know, similar in scope and scale and production values to a game like Backpack Battles, and do some things our own ways. So that's our model, and this is our game. This is a demo you can play right now. It's not really a demo, it's just the full game. We just call it a demo because that's what it is on Steam. But you can go download this right now. There's links down below on Twitch. There should be a link in the live chat on YouTube as well, which, where did that go? How do I pull that back up? Here it is. I'll just drop a link here so you guys can find it. It's actually just go to playSkyShard.com, and that link will take you to the I don't know why that link didn't work, but I'll grab it here for YouTube. That link will take you to the Steam store page. You can download the demo right now. Even if you don't want to play, you're not on PC, a wish list goes a mile for indie games like us. Steam uses wish lists to kind of convince the algorithm that the game is good and like, you know, that people are interested in it and stuff. So we love wish lists. We're specifically trying to get to 10,000 wish lists right now. We're currently right under 4,000, I think. So still a ways to go on the goal, but as you can see in the background though, these are some of the cities that players have built floating by. So this menu screen pulls live boards from people. I mean, they're not really live, but you know, the last hour of boards or something, I don't know, whatever the timeline is. Last 100 boards I think are in this pool basically from different ranks. But you can see people's cities they're building, and there's just like hundreds of units, and they each have unique effects and abilities, and the way you position them on the island, which ones you buy. There's a lot of factors that go into the strategy of this, but you're trying to build an island that has a combination of weapons and defensive units and supporting, you know, little town units. There's like, you know, a little botanist you can buy, a little foundry, and they all do different things that buff your island in different ways and allow you to beat up your opponents in PvP. And this is an asynchronous auto battler, which means there's no time limits. You play whenever you want, as you want. You know, it's not live. So it's pretty chill and easygoing as far as like timelines are concerned. You can be pretty casual enjoyer of it, but it also has a crazy amount of strategic depth, which you'll start to understand as we get into the gameplay. You can see I am currently number 4 in the world of SkyShard. We have, I don't know how many actual players on the leaderboard. It only goes to 500, but we've had, I don't know, like 4,000 or 5,000 people download the demo, I think, at this stage. So there's a lot of potential players on the leaderboard, but our top rank is Archmage. It is incredibly difficult to get to in my experience. Perhaps even harder to hold on to, so we may fall out of it today, but all wizard themed because you're kind of building a wizard city on your island. Phone version possible. I think possible, yes. Achievable, I cannot promise you yet. Ben and I were talking about it yesterday during our meeting. I really want to, because I know most of my audience plays on phone from like Marvel Snap and stuff. I have technically played it on my phone by mirroring my PC's screen, but you know, that's not natively supported. I just don't know yet. I really want it to be. I think it's definitely doable. The question is kind of a feasibility standpoint, like is it worth the time and perhaps money investment for that? I don't know yet. It may depend on the success of the game a little bit. Like if we find a solid audience on PC, I think it would definitely be worth it to do mobile. If we don't, I don't know how much more we can continue to follow up on like bigger things like that. Like we want to support the game indefinitely, regardless of, you know, how much success it finds, but that would be a more bigger initiative that might demand a little success to really push into, right? So anyway, what I thought we would do is just take you guys through the tutorial. We have a handful of different game modes. And by the way, I just caveat, nothing you see is final, right? Like some things are more final than others, but we have a lot of temporary artwork in the game. Like if you go through the library, right? Like you know, some real final art that looks more polished, and then some of this stuff that's, you know, more MS Paint is just Ben's temporary art. So like this is the wizard tower. This is real art. I wouldn't even say final necessarily, but real art. This house is real art. These crystals are real art, you know. This blob is not real art yet. We're still making real art every day. More new art is on the way. This watch out, real art. This blob, not real art. So, you know, don't be alarmed if you see some unfinished art. It's actually coming pretty fast and rapidly these days. Real art, not real art. I mean, I think Ben's art is charming. I want to keep this in the game as like an alternative and stuff. It's cute. It's nice and scuffed. It's got those great scuffed vibes, but just keep that in mind. Also, like, you know, this UI, not the final UI. This is the temporary UI, right? So you're seeing unfinished stuff. But anyway, I thought we would go through the tutorial since some of you may not have seen this before, and I could kind of break down everything. Oh, I got to change my category on Twitch, by the way. I forgot that was a thing. You guys got to remind me to do that stuff. I'm going to be spamming Marvel Snap people too much. We do have a category on Twitch, by the way. So I can update that. It's still currently called Project SkyShard. I dropped that name off Steam, which YouTube caught, but I think Twitch, we have to do something special. Oh, thank you, House Rhythm. Yeah. Thank you. I don't mean to steal Marvel Snap people by my game. I'm not a scumbag trying to ride categories like that. I just forgot. So anyway, we're going to go through the tutorial. I think it will help you guys to see it. If you've never played an auto battler before, if you're just curious how this works, you just want to see some actual things happen as opposed to me talking forever. All of those reasons and more, a tutorial would be a good place to start. So this is Zap Zap. He's one of our wizards. We have kind of 3 wizard kind of hero characters right now. There will be more, but 3 for now as we get things going. He's kind of the friendly, cute frog wizard. This is not even final art for Zap Zap, although it's close, but not there yet. But anyway, he says, welcome to your little sky shard. I'll help you get started with building your tiny kingdom. Let's first choose a starting quest. This will aid you on your journey. And here we have 2 choices. Foresting, buy 3 town units to get 3 trees. Gardening, buy 3 town units to get 3 shrubs. These are not real quests and are just trivial for the tutorial, but it indicates that there will be quests you have to choose at the start of every run. Let's do trees instead of shrubs. That one was my favorite. Spoiler alert, he says that no matter what you pick. We're scammers. We lied to you. How dare we? In the top left, you'll see your current stats and other useful information. This includes your quest progress, your hit points, your mana, which is what we'll spend. That's kind of our currency instead of like gold. Here's a bit of starting mana. Let's put it to good use. Mana is a resource used to travel to different locations for units. Let's visit the first encounter, shall we? So you can see here different costs, different shop icons. We're going to take this one because we have to. This will be our first town unit. Drag it onto your island. So we are basically buying a unit. This is called the town hall. Don't get too caught up in all the details of what this does right now, but it's got a size, it's got health, and it's got an effect. Basically, you want to put stuff next to it, and it'll give your weapons and defense little buffs. Also, if you click this, we've added this recently, some little guides for things that might synergize with this unit. So when you get a town hall, you can kind of keep your eyes peeled. Hey, these things go well with this, and a little bit of lore, which is currently not there. It's interesting that that has that there. Maybe that's a tutorial thing, because I think that does have the lore normally. Anyway, perfect. Some encounters offer more options and rarer units, but they cost more mana. Let's visit some more encounters and expand our town a bit more. Ooh, how about we take a foundry? That's cute. How about we take a mill? By the way, we are adding some idle animations this week. Soon the mill's arms will spin, and the foundry, I think, will have some smoke coming out of it. Little signs of life incoming soon. It's all coming along nicely. We also completed our quest. Check your inventory in the bottom left. Let's put the rewards on the island. Here is trees. Trees are defense units, which might tell us about later. Looking good, but we need to protect our residents. Here's some extra mana for defense. And here we have some choices on some fun walls. The force field, the stone wall, simple but iconic, and the bamboo. Bamboo is probably the best, so we'll take it. We'll also need weapons, otherwise we won't stand a chance. Here, take your pick. They're all cannons again, not final art, although I think that's gonna be done like literally today or tomorrow or something. I think your weapon could use some enchantments. These are small buffs that units can carry. Check your inventory and place the enchantments. So these are little buffs we can put on our weapon. These can be moved around and swapped between units. This one increases damage and this one increases damage. That should do it. Looks like our turn has come to a close, which means that it's time to face another wizard SkyShard. Click the button on top to find someone. Good luck. So here we enter our first PvP fight, although it's fake, of course, for the tutorial. Hadn't seen the new force field art. It's pretty. Oh, thank you. Yeah, nice. Weapons usually attack the nearest target. With some exceptions, start the fight. We're gonna lose this fight. It's rigged against us, guys. So rigged. This is actually one of our strongest units right now too, which is funny. Very rigged, man. We got ripped off, guys. It's taking a minute, but there we go. It's death. Did we explain the oh, we gotta hit continue here. Yeah, this, I think yeah, I'm gonna talk to Ben about this. Like, my instinct is always to click here and then you have to go click continue, which I guess will happen. Players will figure this out, but I think we should just circumvent the continue demands right here and let you click this to continue. I think players will find that more organically later when there's not a thing to click here. Like in your first real game, this won't be here, so you'll just naturally know where to go more so. Like your eye will go there, whereas here you're gonna feel stuck. Also, these might be unnecessary inclusions at this stage. I don't know. They're fine. It doesn't really matter. That was tough. Your SkyShard loses hit points based on their surviving units, max of 50. That might have been helpful to pop up on that last screen too, but it's fine. I have an idea. Don't you worry. This should do the trick. These weapons have special damage types. Clicking on them reveals all their important stats. Then hover over the unit panel on the right. There's a little surprise for newcomers. Oh, he put that, he mentioned that. Okay, that's nice. That explains this little I think this should be visible all the time, this little expanding thing, but we're going to change the UI anyway. Explosive damage deals a percentage of its damage to units surrounding the target. Pierce damage deals a percentage of its damage to the first unit immediately behind the target. Let's go find an opponent again with our new weapons and some big stone walls. They have stun weapons, which paralyzes targets for a period of time. You can see here some stone gorgons stunning them when they blink. Open their eyes. Scout you out. Yeah, this is a good fight. Good win. All right. We got our first win. Yay. The game ends when you lose all your hit points or survive all rounds. All right. That should be all you need to know for now. If you want to learn more about encounters, positioning, and synergies, check the extra tutorials. Good luck out there, which I don't know if it's easy to find these extra tutorials. I need a way to just drop you into this screen. Make a note of that. I don't know. Is Ben watching? Ben, are you here? Are you hearing my live feedback, Ben? Ben, announce yourself. Oh, it does automatic. Oh, it's because this is a repeat one. Oh, okay, nice. Okay. He is here, by the way. Ben, yes. So I guess it will take you to the screen if you're not doing this a second time like me, or a 30th time like me, which is nice. We just played. What's up? Oh my gosh. I will not be streaming when your disappointment is later, but I will be streaming again soon. So don't worry. There will be more time to hang out. All right, so that was the tutorial. I guess I could take you guys through the other tutorials, but honestly, I feel like I just want to handhold you through a full run. Maybe I'll do that on a casual run so that I don't have to worry so much about my rating, because otherwise I'll be making choices that are quality instead of choices that are helpful to explain things. So this is what it looks like when you hop into a new run. 3 heroes to choose from currently. Ben and I were talking. I think we want maybe more like 8 or 10 or something total, right, to choose from. 6 to 8 to 10. I don't know. They're kind of hard to make, I guess, because from an art standpoint, like again, this is final art. Aris here, again, the UI will be different, but this is actual final art of Aris. Ambrose is, you can see the background's not done. Zap's gonna get a bit of a rework too, but this is kind of a vision of what the final art will look like. I wish it was a bit more zoomed in here, but you get an idea of Aris. She's a cool elf scientist lady, wizard lady. That's her lore right now. We'll pick her because she's cool. And her art's nice. So you hop in a run. First thing you're gonna do, like we saw before, is pick a quest. Here, this one looks pretty easy to me. When you spend 20 and 50 mana, get a mana machina, which is just a way to get some extra mana. I think we should have a way to hover over these text lines for your quest, and maybe even here too. Because right now, like if you're new to the game, you have no idea to know what a mana machina is. It'd be nice if that was like, I don't know. I don't know if we want it to be colored to indicate that or not. Like it could be, you know, blue, the color of the faction maybe, to indicate a hover, so you can see what it is. The UI will change again though, so that's an opportunity to do that. So we're gonna build our town, right? We got a lot of space here. If you hit space bar, you can see your grid, you can see some stats about your island and stuff. It's a handy little trick. I think I would still like us to add a little eye icon or something that allows you to click instead of having to hit spacebar, but kind of forgot about that for a while. So the goal is build our town. To do that, we need to buy some stuff. And to buy stuff, we have to spend mana. You can see here we have a lot of options. 5 shops are available. They always cost 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 mana. If you don't have enough mana to buy a 5-cost shop, it just won't show up. So, you know, after we buy this 5-cost shop, it'll only show 1, 2, and 3. Higher tier shops offer higher tier units. So for instance, a 5 shop offers 5 and 4. 3 shop would offer 3 and 2, and a 1 shop would offer only tier 1 stuff. There are also shop rarities to keep in mind. You'll see a glow behind all of these icons. This has a blue glow. This has a purple glow. Purple. This has a white glow, which kind of hard to see, but it's the least important one. The more rare they are, the more choices they offer. So a purple shop offers 6 choices. A blue shop offers only 3. A white shop is going to be just a random unit, so you don't get to pick your choice at all. So you're kind of opening a totally random box here. The rest of these, you're opening a box and then getting to pick the toy that you want to play with. I highly recommend choosing a weapon as your first item. We guarantee a weapon shop on turn 1. Weapons are really, really important, of course, because they're how you damage your opponent's island. Here, we're going to take the Entombed Terror. I'm not going to show you every unit and talk about what it does, because I think that's just too much depth right now. You know, as you're playing, you can kind of get a feel and read these and pick the ones that are the prettiest and most interesting to you. But the Entombed Terror is a pretty fun unit. It has a passive. When any unit gets destroyed, this gains +2 damage. So that is basically something that is going to scale up during combat and gain more and more damage as more and more things get destroyed. So I will say, like, early in a run, sometimes it doesn't scale that much because there aren't that many units, but when you get to round 16 and everybody's board is full of 100+ units or whatever, it's gonna actually get a ton of extra damage. It's also just pretty strong at a baseline, honestly. It's one of our higher, maybe even the highest base DPS weapon, if I think about it. So it's a pretty solid starter unit. From there, I think I like to fill out with some smaller shops just to get some units on board. Particularly, this guy likes us having a lot of units because he gets bigger as units get destroyed. And you'll see his synergy units here in particular do kind of indicate that, like bamboo. When a bamboo dies, it summons more bamboo. And when that damn bamboo dies, it summons more bamboo. So one bamboo can feed, like, I don't know, 12, 14 power or something into your Entombed Terror. Yeah, 14, which can be really nice. We've also got lore that I wrote these. If you're ever curious, not all the units currently have the lore in there because I haven't written it all yet, but a lot of them do. For instance, Entombed Terror reads, before the world was broken, many old cities featured mysterious statues of a tentacle reaching towards the sky with a giant eyeball at its end. Some madmen claimed the statues would tremble when death was in the air, but no one believed them until now. The stone prisons holding back the monsters have started to crumble, and the deep red eyes peer out. His eye is kind of green. We changed that. I guess you could say the whole thing is an eye and it's red, so I'm fine with it. But I just realized we changed it to green. That's funny. So here we're gonna buy our tier 1 shop. I think, you know, we should let's take some trees. That's actually what I would do normally, but we're gonna take some trees. When you buy a tree, you get a copy. We kind of want, you know, you filling out your town and it looking full and robust and like a town. So we want you to have a mix of normal buildings, some like nature units to fill in to look like, you know, some decorative elements, but also nature's often defense units. So they kind of go on the outside of town, you know, almost like they're the wilderness. Then you start moving into town, right? And the weapons are kind of in the back where you protect them from really far away, because in fights, you're always attacking the closest target. Not always, but usually. Here's a fun little unit, the Magic Missile Mine. This, when destroyed, deals damage to a random enemy defense unit. So this is going to fly across the screen and hit our opponent's stuff, hopefully blowing it up. Here's Jeffrey. I think this is Ben's favorite unit. This one is a little town unit that's going to buff our defensive units. So give a defense unit +3 health for each adjacent town unit. Right now, we don't have any adjacent town units, so it's going to be not much of a buff. In fact, I guess it does 0 right now, but you know, it's fine. We'll get some soon. For now, it's okay. Does placement matter a lot? Placement matters a lot. More than probably any other auto battler I've ever seen. I think that's probably fair to say, actually. Yeah, I mean, you know, like Backpack Battles has a lot of placement stuff with the, like, you know, I don't know what you call it, little directional elements and all these sort of adjacent things, but a lot of our units rely on adjacency. You know, if you look at our trees, right, when damaged, adjacent nature units get +5 health. So I should actually just put the trees together. Just goofing around and didn't, but my trees should be next to each other. This wants town units next to it. I mean, sometimes that's really advanced adjacency, and sometimes there's sort of little puzzling things that happen too. We kind of wanted it to almost feel like puzzles where, you know, some things have kind of weird shapes, or, you know, I'm trying to think of a good example, honestly. Like, you run into them all the time. I don't know, like, you know, Cursed Bell, when an adjacent unit gets destroyed, stun 5 random enemy units for 5 seconds, right? So, you know, you might want to have things next to this that get destroyed and then use this altar to resurrect them, right? When an adjacent unit dies, resummon it with 10% of its base health. So you can basically create like little engines where you destroy a bunch of stuff that stuns the enemy, then you resurrect it and you destroy it again, and that stuns the enemy, and you create these almost like little Rube Goldberg machines of units kind of interacting with each other and things unfolding. You can do that with the toy store. This summons 4 toy turrets that all destroy themselves. If those are next to the Cursed Bell, when they destroy themselves, that stuns the enemy, they resurrect. Bada boom, bada bing. You've got, like, you know, layers of kind of positional stuff going on. And then there's like another good example is the pillar. This gains health based on adjacent defense units, and it's a sort of combat effect. And you can multiply your sort of combat effects with supercharger. This basically makes sort of combat effects go off a second time. So you want your supercharger next to your pillar, but you might also want the supercharger next to something else that doesn't really want to be next to a pillar. So you've got to make all these choices about, you know, like put this on the corner, put this on this corner, move this thing here, move this thing here. And you start to get finding all these kind of little patterns, often repeatable patterns, but you still have to solve sometimes for certain board states. And then they're also just the side of like, dang, my board's full. I got to move things around to make them actually literally physically fit in the space. That can be its own kind of secondary problem. So in essence, yes, there's a lot of positioning. You don't always have to engage with that, to be honest. Like sometimes just throwing stuff down can be okay, but at the highest levels of play, if you really want to top the leaderboard, you kind of have to min-max your positioning a little bit in many cases. At least for certain play styles or boards anyway. Some like boards wouldn't demand it as much. Others might, which is good. We kind of want that, right? A variety of different things. You made a Jeff unit. So wait, you have Jeff, Jeffrey, and Jefferson, Ben? Or you mean beyond Jefferson? you got that's not confusing at all. That's gonna be totally fine. Jeff, Jeffrey, and Jefferson. No, that's great. All right, so we're back in the shop. We won our first fight. Kind of was talking through it there, but we blew up the opponent pretty good, it seemed. We're definitely gonna buy another weapon. You know, usually you want to get kind of, I don't know, I would say 3 to 4 weapons is a good sweet spot. You can win with 2. I've won with 1. Actually, used to, we could win with 0. I don't know if you can do that so much anymore outside of our pacifist mode. Because there is a fatigue system that'll eventually kill opponents if you don't do it yourself, as long as you can stay alive forever. But you know, 3 or 4 weapons, you definitely can do more with 5 or 6, but as you buy weapons, you're actually less likely to find them in shops again. So we have kind of a diminishing return on weapons. I'm going to take this coil right now. This is kind of an AoE weapon. It's pretty good enabler right now, very powerful weapon. This targets 3 enemies instead of 1, but does lose damage over time. The Tinker units, which you see are kind of these, you know, like rusty technology looking units, they tend to have elements that like backfire. They're like cool inventions that do fun, powerful things. They often rely on speed a lot, but things can kind of go wrong or backfire. Something destroys, something breaks. You know, they're kind of ramshackle machinery. Ancient units are kind of like scary vibes, you know, evil vibes, and tend to get like better over time, kind of slow, grindier, you know, like it's eventually going to become really powerful, both across a run sometimes and within a combat. Like this gets stronger over time. They also use stuns a lot as well, kind of deal with lengthening fights out some. Here, let's buy a tier 3 shop. I love big shops like this where you get 6 choices from random stuff. I don't love these results though. not a lot to work with there. I'm gonna take the fortune teller. This is cool. Nah, I take that. I'm gonna take the power line. The power line speeds up adjacent town units. So if we buy a lot of town units, we can make them all faster. I haven't even really talked about cooldown speed yet, but you may have noticed units all have a speed, well, not all units that have a repeatable effect all have a speed value. So this one's effect goes off every 1.2 seconds. Of course, some units don't have an effect like that. They're just like a passive or whatever, or a start of combat. Weapons, of course, also have speed values. You know, this goes off very fast at 1 second. This one's a little slower, but not the slowest weapon we have at 1.6. But a lot of various buffs will involve, you know, these 3 values, health, damage, and speed, and altering these in some way to make your unit stronger. Sometimes you might go for all speed. Sometimes you might go for more damage. Stacking, combinations of all that's fine too. So, you know, speeding up your town units is going to be nice. It's not the strongest way to speed up town units right now, I'd say, but it's certainly a fine one. And it can affect a lot of adjacent things because it's so big, right? Whoa, opponent has 2 town halls already. These are another way to utilize your town units. I'm not going to go into detail on every single unit against every board we play, though. Just try to give you a rough idea of what they're about. So these actually do need a lot of help that they don't currently have. They want to have a lot of stuff next to these, and they just don't have hardly anything right now. This is the Elder Dandelion, though. Pretty cool defense unit. Start of combat and when destroyed, summon 4 trees on empty spaces. So they're basically, I'm going to have to push through this and push through 8 additional trees which might be hard. Even though I have 2 weapons and they only have 1 weapon, a lot of trees to eat. We might be okay though. Yeah, our coil is killing trees at a pretty good rate. It's close though. Oh, 28 health remaining. It was close. It got 1 shot off against me, but I survived that final shot and barely killed it in time. That was actually a close fight, dude. Unknown up here. Not that high rated. Can you sell weapons later? So you can, but you can't sell at any time. There is a shop option that shows up occasionally, not on a fixed increment or anything. You know, just it randomly shows up, where you can sell 3 things every time you hit it. I mean, I will say it shows up enough that you have a fair bit of flexibility. You know, you might hit it a couple times in a given round, might miss it some rounds, right? But it shows up enough that it feels like you have some flexibility. But we didn't want people just selling forever and re-rolling forever. We wanted you to feel like some commitment to your town and like some degree of like inertia to your town. Like, you know, we wanted you to feel attached to what you had. Not locked in forever, but we didn't want you just like, you know, selling off 30 things and replacing them with 30 new things. We wanted it to feel like a town is kind of developing over time and growing, but not, you know, restrictive to the extent that you can never change anything. So that kind of makes some choices more impactful over time, I think. It just looks and feels better as well. You know, we didn't want people isolating down to the 5 perfect key units. You know, sometimes actually having extra units can be a limiter because certain things might buff certain, you know, like this buffs 3 town units. If you only ever have 3 town units, you can always force exactly those 3 buffs. You know, having more stuff sometimes actually causes you some tough decisions and friction in a good way. So that's nice. One thing I haven't really talked about much is the icons, right? Like these icons all indicate what kind of shop you're getting into, and that's notably related to factions. You know, we talked about the Tinker faction, the Ancient faction. There's a basic faction that's just like normal medieval town stuff. This is a Novice faction, which is the kind of elvish, science-y, almost sci-fi faction. And this is the Nature faction, as the ladybug might indicate. And then we've also got some other shops that are like specialty shops. Like this is a production shop. It gives you production units, which are more about generating value. So for instance, if we click in here, we'll buy the Stockmore's Warehouse. This one generates you a random utility unit after every combat. So just makes us a lot of stuff. It's more about value creation, right? And we also finally finished the first stage of our quest to get the Mana Machina, which also gives us some extra mana after combat. So now we're getting kind of 1 extra mana and 1 extra thing every turn, which might allow us to snowball into enough value that we sort of overwhelm opponents with stuff. But for now, let's take this big shop 4, see if we find anything really fun. This unit's crazy good right now. It's super broken. I think it's going to get nerfed literally tomorrow. I don't know if I want to take that though. It's a little too simple, a little too easy for casual mode. Might try to do something a little more fun and different. This unit's kind of fun, I guess. Let's take this. This is also a look at a Novice unit, that kind of elvish sci-fi faction I was talking about. I really, when I was giving the art briefs for these, tried to kind of model after Protoss in StarCraft, right? But with, you know, still some hints of you know, medieval fantasy. This one actually probably looks the most Protoss-y of all of them, to be honest. Like you could almost drop that into StarCraft, but if we look at some other finished art ones, you know, like I think this is a good example. Like, you know, still like weird shapes, you know, a lot of like kind of sci-fi elements, but still some like filigree and stuff that looks a little more elvish. I literally said like Rivendell but StarCraft is the vibe we kind of want, you know, with a little variation here and there, but some like, you know, kind of flower petal aesthetics, and like this even has that little filigree here that sort of hints at that, you know, elvish touch, but also like weird science and crystals, and you know, that's the vibe for the kind of flavor of the faction. So anyway, this unit, as far as how it works, anytime there are units to the left of this, you're going to destroy them and split their health and damage between the units on the right. So we're going to show a cool little trick here. We're going to put our coil on the right. So this is now going to be the recipient of buffs. And now what we can do is take this magic missile mine and put it on the left. And what's going to happen is this is going to destroy that mine and then give part of its damage to the coil. So we're going to redistribute that damage to the coil. That's going to give it a 25 damage buff instantly, which is pretty significant buff. And eventually I'm going to hope to find 2 more mines so that I can put all 3 mines and give this a 75 damage buff right away, instantly at the start of combat. This is an interesting positioning conversation though, because you see what had to happen here, right? I had to push my coil way out to the right to kind of make this fit. Even if I push this way back here, right? I suddenly have to have 4 spaces for my coil now. What that means is it's a lot farther forward, which means it's closer to enemy weapons, which means it is more likely to be attacked faster. So I could put the Entombed Terror out here in front of it to absorb more hits. But eventually, once my island gets full, you know, I'm going to have to put some stuff potentially behind the line of this coil, which means the coil is going to die sooner than it needs to if I want to realize the benefits of this buff. So there's kind of a, you know, risk reward analysis you have to do here. It's like, I'm pushing this so far over, and there will be a unit we might find later that might encourage me to push it even further over, and that's where you start to run into some potential problems, right? So you know, it's just that's like a small positioning thing already, right? Like, we're creating a little machine here that's affecting our positioning outcomes. Max Mullen, by the way, thanks for the Prime sub. Dummy Thick Boy, hello. Composed Trout, I always forget how good the names are. Love that unit look. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, tell our art team. I don't know if they're still here. Jeff unlocks if you have both Jeffrey and Jefferson, the ultimate Jeff. Oh, sorry, Ben, I missed that. That's actually crazy. That's fun. Anybody who's just joining us, by the way, this is SkyShard. This is my game I'm making with my buddy Ben in chat. It's Ben321 in chat. And some of our artists might be here too still if they're hanging around. I think it's getting late in Europe though. It is an indie auto battler. We're building a city. It's not got final art still in a lot of spaces. This is Ben's temporary Mana Machina art. You want to see the final art though? Well, I don't know if it's final, but it's more final. Here it is. This is what it's really gonna look like. Right there. Zoom in. That's what it's really gonna look like. I don't know if we have it in the game. It might be in the game already. Do we have that in, Ben? I don't know. Did they send us the final one? But that's Ben's art to the final art. But yeah, anyway. Do you have another project you're working on? Yes. Well, sort of, yes. I also, as I teased in the video when I first revealed this, do have another card game that's definitely on pause a little bit, which I actually did get a message about today, which I need to respond to, I remember. It's definitely more work and requires more funding and more time and more everything. It's definitely like a bigger project for a variety of reasons. So kind of on pause until some of those things happen. More time or more funding specifically happen. I don't know. It's definitely less of a sure thing. I mean, it's not dead, and I'd like to revisit it and keep moving that forward. But this is certainly the priority at the moment because we're a lot further along and have a more direct path towards reality, right? But yeah. That is currently called Project Cardinal. But the only real update or anything to share is in the video where you probably saw me announce that in the first place. So beyond that, I don't think I have any more real information to share. But yeah, stay tuned, I guess. I don't recall telling you that you could stream. I don't recall asking, bud. I don't recall asking. All right, let's find a new opponent. I think we're going to lose this fight for sure. We spent a lot of money on value here, basically, that is not returning an investment yet. So even though we juiced up our coil a little bit, it's going to die too soon. And the poor Entombed Terror left behind. This is also currently our #1 ranked player in the world. Went for a really high tempo start, I see, which is smart. Currently highest ranked in the world. That's tough to beat. All right, so we're starting to get free units from our warehouse here in our inventory. You guys can see below. We got the time diluter. This is a way to kind of debuff stuff. This slows down both enemy and friendly units. I don't think this is worth it for us. I'm going to sell this if I can because our best unit right now is our fastest unit. So this is going to slow down our fastest unit if we're not careful, which is not what we want to see. Hey, Gun Rider. Hey, White Windu. What's up? Good to see you all. Am I still on YouTube, by the way? Oh, hey, bro, I got some new members on YouTube. I didn't even see this. Oh, no. Jay Van Newell, thanks for the membership. And Zircon, what are your thoughts on Stardust? He's my favorite card. Bad timing. I missed this for far too long. I hope you're still here. Stardust is cool. I like the look of Stardust a lot. I think it's a cool little tech card. It lives in a fun space for sure. Gentleman Daily says, I've watched your snap videos for years, enjoyed every one of them. Oh, thank you, man. That's really nice. Let's buy a big structure unit. We need a big defense, maybe. Ooh, or we could do what I talked about earlier, the Altar of Decima. Let's take this. Okay, we're setting up some combos, guys. Combos are happening. Combos are happening. Okay, so the other fun little positioning challenge. Remember, we're destroying this mine, giving it to the coil. Well, now the Altar of Decima, when an adjacent unit dies, resummon it with 10% of its base health. That means this magic missile mine, when destroyed by the Materia Contrarium, is going to get resummoned, and it's going to do it again. This is just an anytime effect. Still not totally in love with the wording on this, but I don't know how to change it to make me happy, so it may be fine. I think it's okay. Now we're going to get 2 mines added to our coil, and if we can find more mines, that's going to be even more damage added to our coil. So what I'm going to do is just buy some cheap shops, hoping to find more magic missile mines. Here we got a shrub. This one gains health based on enemy weapons. Another little nature defense unit. No mine. This is a mine, but not the right kind. This one doesn't have a damage to apply. So we'll just take a town unit here. This one debuffs enemy weapons. Town unit again will not be a mine, but it's just a good way to roll. This is a foundry, just gives weapons damage, which is actually really good on our coil. Sprouting will not have a mine, but it does have an emerald, which is one of our crystals that buffs health. We have a crystal that buffs health, damage, and speed. All right, so we're still not actually very strong here, I'd say. Oh, opponent's real strong. That's gonna be scary. Right now, unfortunately, unrated mode is actually a place where a lot of the best players go kill time, and actually we're farming, dude. Hold up, we're just farming. We owned. I thought we were gonna lose. It's actually not much of a break to play unrated mode, but we're changing that soon, I think, based on the conversations today. So Ben had a cool idea, I think. All right, let's go for a big shop 3. I do want to find more mines, but for now this is okay. Ooh, the mecha egg. This can be permanently destroyed. It won't resummon if it dies, but if it survives, it hatches into the mecha dragon. Sounds very cool and is pretty cool. Yeah, none of these are. I'm gonna take the power plant here, I guess. The power plant, when Tinker units trigger next to it, which Tinker is an unstable Tesla coil unit, it's gonna give a nice little weapon buff and a speed buff to town units. So that's the kind of thing we're looking for. That's fine. Let's go for still some cheap buys though, to hopefully find that magic missile mine again. Here's another power line. My goodness. Sure. Let's speed everything up so much. Here could be a mine. It's not. It is a post office though. Here's another post office. Post office, by the way, gives a random friendly minion a random enchantment. Enchantments, earlier you'll recall, are those buffs you can place on units. So just slinging out some random mail buffing stuff. Oh yeah, we got our inventory as well. This is a spirit torch. When in fatigue, friendly weapons gain extra damage. I don't expect us to go to fatigue. I forgot to take this off board. Dang it. I didn't mean to leave that up. Did I leave it up last fight? Guess I probably did. I don't remember when that was. Might hurt us because now my weapon's getting way too slow, and this is my only good unit right now. So I think I boo-booed. We're also getting stunned a lot by the Stone Gorgon. This deals stun damage, also stuns itself and 4 additional random enemy units. Yeah, we got lit up. Also one of our top 5 players there. Fellow Archmage. Here's a red crystal. This is one that buffs damage, so we'll put it next to our Tesla coil. We could try to bring in the Entombed Terror to also give it a little 3 damage buff. I don't think it's super important, but it could technically help. There's another little sort of positioning check, right? You could even do this. Corner counts for adjacency. Anytime you hover over a unit, it shows you what it's affecting, right? So you can see, like, hover over this, it highlights your weapons in green. Hover over this, it's showing adjacent town units. It also might be cool to show adjacent defense units. I guess we just prioritize one or the other. So yeah, it's a little trick if you need to know if something's working or not, basically. Yeah, let's go for a big shop 2. I don't know, is it actually more likely to find a magic missile mine in a choice of 3 from tier 1 since there aren't tier 2 units polluting the pool? Probably so, and it's half the cost. Hey, there we go. Second mine unlocked. That's really good news. That's gonna make our guy way stronger. Bamboo, good defensive wall. I like to see that. Okay, let's do some bamboo here. Nice, nice. One more mine would be dreamy. If not, we'll take a foundry again. That's okay. Positioning here is interesting, right? The power lines buff adjacent town units, and since that counts corners, if I position these along the same row, each mine or line is now affecting both post offices, right? If I have these positioned like this one's only affecting one. So, you know, just again, maximizing your little corner cases and stuff. Here's another foundry. Okay, I love it. More buffs. Let's go. Starter house, sure. A well, this is gonna buff adjacent town units when they go off. Here's another mana machina for even more stuff. And there's our third magic missile mine. So now we have full materia contrarium chain buffs into the coil. This is gonna add, I guess, 150 damage to the coil immediately and launch 6 mines at our opponent's defenses, dealing 600 damage. We are going to take out the time diluter. Anytime you want to remove a unit, you just right click it back to inventory. Okay. Now I think we have a shot. Dude, this is going to be strong. It should jump to 210 right away. Yeah, 210 and then a little buff extra from stuff. Yeah. It's really nice. Instant hit. Now, we don't have any scaling beyond that, right? Just a little bit from these foundries. But that might not be enough. Oh! Oh my god, we barely won, dude. That was so close. Again, our #1 ranked player. Ooh, it's tough. We got there, though. That's all that matters. All right, so now that we have that, we need to find more ways to scale. Watchtower's cool. This speeds up all of our town units, not just the adjacent ones like the power line, but all town units, as long as it has no adjacent units. So if it's here, it doesn't work. If it's here, it works. Kind of have to put it off on its own. Structure 4, sure. Okay, let's take a big force field. Yeah, we could also go for the Tether 2000. This transfers damage between weapons, so it buffs both of them, which is actually pretty nice when you're looking at the coil, because it does have a pretty nice instant damage hit, and the red guy, the Tomb Terror is big too. But I do have to do that. I have to move this over here because this is, you know, requires 2 vertical hits like this, which means I have to reposition this entire chunk of stuff. It means I'm moving these really close to the front line, which makes me nervous. And now both of my weapons are just crazy far out. They're like so exposed out here. Don't know if that's really a good thing or not. Here's a dig site that gives me more mines. I only really need more if I find another materia contrarium. That would be kind of cool. All right, let's try this out. Regis, so good to see you, big dog. Yeah, man. Oh, well, you didn't say big dog. That's your name. Hey, Grivak. You gonna put this on iOS? Oh, it's... I mean, in theory, I'd love to, but that's a big one. You're asking a big question there. Ben's in chat. He can answer it. I don't know. Maybe someday. I hope to. Android seems more achievable for sure. Mobile in general is still a little challenging, but it would all be a really nice goal. I would love to. I'll put it that way. I think in some ways it probably depends on the success of the game. Like I said earlier, you know, we plan to support the game indefinitely on PC. It's pretty low upkeep for us to do that. But to invest time and resources into, you know, mobile or anything beyond like inherent PC platforms just takes, you know, more time and more resources, and we need to know, you know, like, you know, if the audience is there for it, like, yes. I was telling Ben yesterday, basically, I don't think you can really grow the audience on mobile. Like, I don't think because you have the mobile app you will suddenly find a lot of new players. I mean, I say that with some hesitation because I know a lot of my audience is on mobile, and like I think I could get them there. So it's like, I don't know. I outside of my audience, I don't think you could do that very easily. Because basically everything I've read as I've just learned more and more about the indie gaming world over the last year is that, you know, in particular, like to get players on mobile platforms, like on the Play Store or whatever, iOS store, it just takes a ton of advertising spend. It's just like you have to spend a ton of money to get players, right? And you need to have the monetization on the back end to make it worth it to spend that money to get those players. So you see all these games that are the most successful, these kind of engines that just generate cash because they spend that cash to bring in players, which generates cash. They spend that cash to bring in players, you know, like Monopoly Go or whatever it is, I think is the #1 example of that. But even like Marvel Snap and these games the same way, That's not a loop that makes any sense for us. You'd have to find organic growth, or you consider it a value add to players that already exist on PC. You know, if we have 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 active players on PC, and we can make all of them a lot happier by giving them a mobile app to play as well, like, okay, that might suddenly just instantly be worth it. Plus, we'd have the capital and the runway to do that because we've sold enough games to make all that happen, right? If, you know, we don't hit those numbers and we have 100 players, it's probably not worth it to do that. Like, yeah, we can still support the game, but, you know, it doesn't make as much sense to invest in that extra layer. So what I'm saying is, I don't know. It depends on how hard it is. It depends on timelines. It depends on players. It depends on so many factors. I don't know, but we definitely want to. Hello, Mrs. Kilman. Is Regina asleep? I'm streaming for the first time in 2 years. So I had like 1,000 viewers, like 800 on YouTube, a couple hundred on Twitch. It's crazy. How was lunch? Yeah. Chat says nothing. They don't know you're here. You haven't responded yet. I forgot to run ads. Oh, that's okay. I'm doing this thing. She was good at lunch? Sweet. You went shopping? Better not have bought anything. I don't want to see. I'm checking my credit card right now. Regis live in this economy. Yeah. Hi, Ben. Hello, Mrs. Gilbin. There it is. Finally. She leaves. Yeah. Faroon, what's up? I didn't see your name earlier. That's crazy. I missed any subs. Oh my god, Dexter's here and I didn't even see it. Dexter, absolute legend. I did the Ziggy here with Prime as well. Dude, we've had Binks, Alex, Dexter, like all the Marvel. Dara was here. So many Marvel Snap legends, man. That's sick. Okay, let's continue our run. Sorry, I got distracted talking about business of indie games. It's crazy, guys. I actually, you know what I would love to do? I want to start a YouTube channel where I help games market their game, which it's kind of funny to say right now because I don't know, you know, that I've been a super successful at marketing our game yet myself, right? Like, part of that is just, you know, luck and timing. Like, there's a lot of factors that are hard to, you know, kind of solve there. I don't know. We're not done yet either, so I don't know, right? But I've read so much and learned so much over the last like 6 months to a year just studying all of this stuff. I still actually feel like I could really help other games, even if I don't necessarily have the proven use cases myself. Like, I think I give a lot of good advice. I was thinking of that, you know, like, you guys may have seen that, like, the Caleb Hammer financial audit channel on YouTube where he like helps people with their finances or whatever. It'd be really cool to do a channel with that, but with indie games. Like, bring in an indie game developer, solo dev, whatever, small teams, and like, you know, help them solve the problems in their game with just, again, not that I'm like the authoritative expert or anything, but just an extra set of eyes. And I think it'd be really cool, man. Like, a lot of devs who just don't have the time to put in 6 months of reading and thinking about these things, you can just give them insights and stuff. I think it'd actually be a cool little side project. I got so many side projects though. It's like I got too much going on. I can't do it right now. I just can't do it. Did you miss the Snap gameplay? You did. If you can rewind, you'll probably find a few hours of it. It'll also, a lot of it will be on YouTube later. Love and SkyShard, but just curious. Yeah, no worries. It's also okay if you don't love the game. I'm not, don't worry, I won't be offended. Like, it's fine. I know not every game's for everybody. Like, vibes and gameplay experience and platforms and everything else. Like, I know we can't make everybody happy, but you're not a dad unless you have 5 hobbies you barely engage with. What if I have 5 hobbies I engage with it to an extreme degree? What about that? Let's buy a big nature shop, by the way. Ooh, another weapon. Do we take this one? Piranha plant. This one does extra attacks when it gets healed. I don't have a lot of ways to support that right now, but I do just like more weapons. It does have some base attack value at my request. Like, it's slow and low DPS by default, but can get better. I do have trees and a dig site, which can give me some mines that deal damage to trees, which can make the piranha plant go off, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna take it anyway. It actually might be slightly better to put here so that it gets buffed as well. And it just kind of fits in a little better, so I can tuck this weapon back here, I think. Okay. More big shops. More mana. But hear me out. What if we had more mana? Yeah, I like it. Let's do it. Another power. I actually have too many power lines, guys. I have too many power lines. Also, these are all just so, everything's so clumped right now because like this positioning problem we talked about, I'm really feeling the pressure on it. It's like it's all too clumped. I also need to sell my stuff. I haven't even shown you guys how to sell yet. Okay, opponent's got a really good board going. Double compound knowledge. This is our strongest unit right now, I think. Buffs units. Huh. I just realized if you hover over a unit on the enemy's board, it retains its base text, which says give the weapon to the right +1 damage for each friendly town unit, which is incorrect technically on their board. When you're looking at enemy units, it should technically say give the weapon to the left +1 damage. It's never ever occurred to me before. We flip the lighting, well, for units that are not symmetrical anyway. I don't have any examples on board, unfortunately, but like you can see the lion's shadow is directionally correct even though he's flipped. It used to not be. We started that now. Ben says, how did I never notice? I can make it switch left and right, not too hard. Okay, I was gonna say, can you like keyword that in and then flip it? Yeah, I mean, it's such a small thing, like everybody would be fine with it, nobody would care, but it is technically pretty cool if we could make it correct, you know. Just never in my life thought about that till just, I don't know why I thought about it right now. I've literally played 500 hours of this and I just never even thought about it once. So yeah, our coil is still jumping over 200. That's like pretty good instant DPS, which I think is carrying us right now. Like we're shredding enemy boards super fast. By the way, I am playing on a higher speed than normal, which I like for myself, but maybe for you guys, I should play on the default speed so you have more time to see stuff. All right, we picked up a random altering stone from our warehouse. This one, when it gets health, gives a friendly random weapon +3 damage. Another one that, if we can give it health, is really nice. We don't have a lot of good ways to give health right now, though, is the problem. One way to give health would be a Scola, but that's... I don't have enough town for that right now. Technically, this should go here, by the way, for the tether. That's a tinker unit. Wait, I just need stuff to do that I don't currently have. There's the Scola. I guess I'll take it, but it's... If I buy the Scola, this one, after friendly town units trigger 25 times, your non-town units gain +3% of their own base health and damage, which is really good for Piranha Plant, because we want to gaining health, and is really good for Altering Stone, because we want to gaining health. The problem is right now, we do not have a lot of town units, so it's going to take forever to get to 25 triggers. So what we need to do now is buy a lot more town units. And we want fast town units in particular, which Jeffrey is a good fast town unit. Corrupt Shaman is also a super fast town unit, but this one is a little bit harder to work with sometimes because it steals life from town units next to it. So I have to position it more carefully lest I destroy my own boards. That said, we could also potentially line this up so that it hits the Piranha Plant and therefore triggers extra attacks on the Piranha Plant, because this targets the highest health unit. Currently, the Piranha Plant has 225 health. Higher health units include the Coil. Contrarium's close. Dude, honestly, we don't have any high health defense right now. Really, the Coil is the only thing. So if I give the Piranha Plant some health buffs, I might be able to target that in a way that makes Corrupt Shaman hit the Piranha Plant. And it actually kind of only needs to steal a little bit of life, because I think you know, this is a per instance thing, not a per health thing, right? So if you give it 10 health, it doesn't attack 5 times. That'd be crazy broken. So I don't need a lot of healing. Even just 1 is probably fine, as long as it's hitting some good enough health. That's 10 hits for the Piranha Plant. So the Piranha Plant is going to go another 100 thanks to the emeralds. They give 50 health. That puts it at 325. It's the same as the Coil. So I do need 1 more health buff potentially on the Piranha Plant. There it is, another emerald. It's perfect. Regis Streaming, what's up, my guy? Not the man, just showing off my game. This is SkyShard. I'm making it with my buddy Ben in chat. You can play it right now if you want. Links in chat. Here, if you're on Twitch anyway, if you hit exclamation mark SkyShard, there's a link. I guess I can put that in YouTube too, man. YouTube. Here you go. YouTube, check out the link. I haven't even checked. Has anybody been clicking these? I feel like it takes forever for Steam to like update the wishlist counts and stuff. Oh, Oh, it is finally updated. Yeah, 43 people have wishlisted today. Yay, that's a good day. I love to see it, guys. Thank you for wishlisting the game, probably downloading the demo, etc. Totally nice of you. This, by the way, Steam, guys, as now somebody who has access to like Steam's UI and developer stuff, it is the worst UI always. It is like everything is impossible to do on Steam. I'm sure it's just like stuff that's been around for 20 years and just, you know, slowly updating it over time. A lot of it's kind of outdated or whatever. By the way, here's our option to sell units for the first time, guys. We haven't ran into this yet. So here's how you sell. You spend 1 mana, it's kind of an overhead tax, and then you just drop stuff you don't want on the island, and it will explode. And that's how you sell it. So I'm going to take some of the units we don't care too much about, drop those out. We're still looking for a lot more town units, particularly fast town units. Also here we can buy our first enchantments, which are nice. They all have different effects. Some buff generally, some buff weapons specifically. Some are really good with certain factions, like this works really well on ancient units. It also works really well on bamboo, because anytime a unit summons something, that summon is going to inherit the enchantments, which I think we like. Ben and I talked about this a little bit today in Discord. It's potentially got some broken things going on, but I don't know, we kind of like it too, so we're gonna keep an eye on it maybe, but I kind of like it. So anyway, this second chance enchantment, when this unit takes fatal damage, set its health to 1, which by the way does not resurrect the unit, it just prevents the fatal damage. I know that's, I think the icon here is confusing people because of like the angel's wings and stuff. I think it's more like it's a guardian angel, not that the unit has been resurrected. I don't know. Anyway, something about that confuses everybody. But anyway, on the bamboo, since the bamboo is summoning smaller bamboos, they also get this enchantment, and then that bamboo is summoning even more smaller bamboos. So we basically get 7 for 1 on our second chances, which means like they have to use 14 independent attacks at least to fully clear a bamboo, which is a crazy, honestly, combo. It's really nuts. We also maybe here take a Scorch. This increases damage to nature units, which is pretty nice on our coil if it's like burning through a lot of trees and stuff. So that might help. I didn't go for cheap town here again. Whoops. This is a town unit at least. Sell again. I could sell some trees maybe. Sell that red crystal, yeah. Let's buy more cheap, fast town units. Yes. Yeah, not fast, but cheap. Yes. Okay. All right, so hopefully our piranha plant starts getting buffed by our corrupt shaman, and that makes it go off some. I bet we get a nice, I think it'll put out some decent damage here. When it's got a spellbound rocket, which is going to target power lines and Skolas. Skola first, Stockmore's next, then power lines. This always targets the biggest unit other than weapons, because otherwise it would basically always target weapons, which it used to do and was kind of busted. Our coil is almost dead. It was targeting vile totems, which reflect damage back to weapons. That was really scary, but it stayed alive. Piranha plant definitely gaining some life, by the way. It got up to 353. It didn't do as much damage as the terror, but it got close. For a third weapon added in late, that's not bad, actually. I'll take it. I can live with that. Hey, more town units. We love it. Okay, more cheap town. Yes, yes, yes. Jeffries. I would love corrupt shamans, actually, to give even more potential hits to my piranha plant. This also died so fast. I might want to put a second town unit around this guy. Maybe something like this, actually. It has more targets. Do we want to sell here? Could sell some trees, could sell some mines. I don't really need most of these mines that much, to be honest. Buy more cheap town, fast town in particular. Remember, we're trying to power up that Skola we talked about. It's pretty bad. Sunrise Flower could buff the piranha plant, give it even more health, yeah, and a free attack. What do shamans do? Yeah, sorry if I went too fast. These steal 5 life from all adjacent town units, and then they add the total that they stole to this unit's health, which, I mean, I guess that's... Steal sort of implies they're already doing that if I think about it. That's kind of a redundant text line, but it's fine. And they add it to your unit with the most health. So my goal here is to make the piranha plant the highest health unit, then steal a bunch of health from corrupt shamans. I'd like to have more than one. Each time they steal health, they're going to apply it to the piranha plant. Each time this gets buffed, it's going to trigger an attack, which is pretty low at a base, but I'm using the Tether 2000 to buff the damage of the piranha plant so that it gets higher and higher for each of those extra free attacks. We've also got the Scola. After town units go off 25 times, all of our non-town stuff, so that includes weapon, defense, random structures, etc., they all gain health and damage, which again, that can hit a piranha plant. He's going to gain enough health to go off again. So basically, fast town units are going to trigger our piranha plants. Corrupt shamans are going to trigger our piranha plants, which hopefully leads to a chain of a lot of piranha plants dealing a lot of damage. There are some other ways we could either scale the damage of this potentially. Some more ways to buff it, of course. We could find more Scolas. Although I think since the Scolas have the same trigger window, they might hit on the same frame on the piranha plant, which means they might not go off twice, is my guess, which is, I think, probably correct. Also, the piranha plant does have an internal cooldown, I think. Otherwise, there were some like loops and weirdness. So I don't know if multiple Scolas actually help on the piranha plant front. Boy, Town Hall's really good and cool and really powerful, and I think we could do a lot with it, but these power lines are kind of weird with it. I'm gonna take it anyway. So Town Hall, we looked at this one earlier. When an adjacent town unit goes off, this one will buff a weapon and buff a defense. So you basically, again, want a lot of fast town units touching this guy. So we're gonna try to line up a bunch of fast town units indeed touching this guy so that he is super fast. Now, of course, from the sides, you need ones that can kind of go on the sides. For corners, you can put whatever in there. And then for tops and bottoms, you can put whatever in there. So we're going to do it kind of like this. Okay, now what we've done, though, is kind of isolated all these power lines. So we've created this fun little guy. I can kind of put power lines, I don't know, maybe just like this, I guess. They're sort of getting wasted. That's what I mean. Like, we kind of chose the town hall over the power lines as our enabler, but we've still got a little core of dudes. This is faster and should go there. Okay, yeah, this looks all right. So that's going to be, again, a pretty rapid fire buff. Actually, let's move this out. Maybe this goes... Just like here, yeah. All right, this is looking good. Spell shield, this is going to block damage from explosive damage. I know you don't stream much, but I also don't watch Twitch much. Here's my prime. Oh, thanks, Chris from EU. I may be missing some primes, by the way. I need to check on that. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully start streaming a little more, man. The goal is to stream a bit more. Today is not a one-off thing, in other words, which I will probably, as soon as we're done with this run, I'll probably end the stream today, and then, you know, maybe next week, find today. I am actually kind of going out of town for a couple weeks, so may not stream much then. May feel like I'm taking a big break again, but I want to start streaming more regularly. I think it's important from a career standpoint. I think it's important to support my game. Just an important thing to do. So here we go. Town Hall popping off. You can see it doing its thing. You can see a lot of little units going off here and there. And we are shredding the board of the best player in SkyShard. The current rank #1 with actually a crazy leaderboard score. 1718 is nuts. It is so hard to get to 1622 even, guys. I will say, like, this board we've got to is a little off meta right now. This used to be a bigger combo, the mines but contrarium thing. The piranha plant, I forgot to check its damage output, but hopefully it was good. Yeah, just buy a more cheap town. You know, it's all supporting the Scola, basically. Community Cauldron or Shadewood? Probably Shadewood. This got some new art today too, by the way. It's got some new art. I don't know. Which color do you guys like best, by the way? Which color of leaves? Where'd it go? Which leaf color do you like best for the towering Shadewood? Hey, Moon Vibes, what's up? Say left, right, or bottom. I'm not going to tell you which one I picked. I like the green. Well, thank you. Yeah, me too. The green one is also my favorite. Left for sure. Left, bottom. The green one. Well, I can't go wrong with those. As I said, they're all fine. Like, we're good. I mean, they're all good. You can't go wrong with any of these. But I did have a personal favorite. Bottom, right. Okay, well, it's very split. I chose the left one. It's got just a hint more blue in it, which gave me a little bit more of an evergreen tree vibes. I think, you know, like blue spruces and pines, they have just that little bit more of a kind of foresty blue-green kind of thing going on. So that's what I picked, but I literally told the artist, upload whichever one you like best. I said I would vote left, but whichever one you prefer is fine with me. They all do the job, right? It's little minutia at that stage. I also thought it was like a slightly different green than we have with other nature units. Like all our nature units are like slightly different green. Even the same trees, we have like, if you look, every time you pick up and place a tree, it's got slightly random positioning and the model on the tree is a little bit different, right? There's like a fat tree sometimes, tall skinny tree sometimes. We wanted, like, you know, units that repeat a lot to have variations. Same with the shrubs. There's like, you can get branches, no branches. There's a super rare pink and blue shrub. There's you get little flowers on the shrubs, right? There aren't as many shrub variations, I don't think, but anyway, I kind of liked that was a slightly different color. I thought too, like a bit more blue was a bit more distinct. All right, so we're still buying a lot of cheap town units. I don't even know if I've talked about this one. This is a really good one for us too. Give a random friendly unit of every faction +2 health, which can occasionally hit the piranha plant, which can trigger damage. I would take like endless micro librarians if I could find them. That would probably be my favorite town unit to pick, because I think it has a lot of extra returns there. Buff for oh, shaman. Oh yes, corrupt shaman. Where did I put the other one? Oh yeah, down here. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, shamans also are really good. I think we like shamans a bit better. Although I will say one thing about shamans, I think since they all hit on the same frame, like they all have the same time, that increases the odds that they don't stack for the piranha plant well. I think we might want to stagger their cooldowns somewhat significantly so that they all have different timing windows. So for instance, this one is affected by no town hall or by power lines. This one is affected by 2 power lines, and this one is affected by 1 power line. So by creating a different cooldown speed on all of them, I think it's more likely they each count independently for the piranha plant. Now that said, the piranha plant again does have an internal cooldown. I don't know how fast it is, so we might still run into the same problem. But in theory anyway, in theory, they might all separately buff the piranha plant and create more triggers. So I don't know. Funky Monk, dude, what is up, man? How's it going? I see you on Instagram from time to time. Felix, hello. I already played Snap. If you want to check out Snap, you can like rewind the VOD, but I'm almost done here. This is, if you don't know what this is, I'm playing my game. I made this game. My unfinished indie auto battler. We're currently building a city to fight other people's cities. It's called SkyShard. We're nearing the end of our run here, and then I'll be closing up the stream for the day. But I'm gonna stream more Snap. Don't worry. I'm gonna stream more SkyShard. Don't worry. I'm gonna put out a Snap video tonight. Don't worry. I also have to make some Hearthstone later too. Don't worry. Whatever you like, I got it. I'm a content machine, man. I'm a content machine. Hey, Mountain Dude. Hey, Mountain Dude, guys, in chat made our logo. Shout out Mountain Dude, who made the logo, is also now very good at the game. He stomped me earlier. Are you in the top? Yeah, you're up here, I bet. You said you were close to 1,000, right? Where are you at? You're like top 50, top 75 for sure, right? I don't know what I can't, it's hard to find your name in the list. I don't know where you are, but you're up here somewhere. But anyway, Mountain Dude became a beast of the game super fast, by the way. Well done, man. Yeah, no worries, Felix. Yeah, dude, thank you much for the kind words. Vitamin Beast. You were my top 1 creator above Tyler 1. Oh my god, dude. Wow, that's a high honor. Tyler 1's famous, bro. Thank you. That's a big time claim. Is Tyler doing like chess now or still do league stuff? I don't even know. What card are you most excited for in Snap this season? I don't know. Weapon H is pretty cool. Like just like a big dude. I like big numbers. But Phantom X has kind of got some cool build around stuff. Maybe Phantom X, is that his name? Yeah. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, Aurora also looks really fun. Aurora has some really fun stuff too. I'd have a hard time picking between those. One of those. Probably would just say Weapon Age because I like big dumb numbers and the dude looks cool. But I don't know if that's a good reason. I forgot to check the logs on our Piranha plant, guys. Again, just buying more cheap town stuff, filling out our town for our Scola. Watchtower speeding up our town, so again, is really good. Azurite's another way to maybe adjust a speed value on a Shaman. For now, I'm going to put it on the coil, but if we find another Shaman, I might try to line up another adjusted coil, Shaman line. I know I'm not speaking English anymore. I'm getting tired. I stopped speaking English there a minute ago. Sorry. My brain's turning to moosh. Moosh. Jeffries are good. Another fast town unit. Yes, perfect. Okay. So now we're like, man, I remind me to check the Piranha plant damage, but I feel like we've got something cool going with it. I feel like we've got some cool opportunities here. Damage dealt. Piranha plant's #1, dude. It's actually beating out the coil right now. That's crazy because our coil had that. Like I expected too late because our coil kind of doesn't scale that well, but it. Oh, we're losing though. For the record, dang, dude, we lost hard. What happened? No, I wasn't even watching. Oh, I think we got shredded by Weather Machine. Maybe this is a big AOE that affects a lot of stuff. Also, maybe the obelisk threw a bunch of stuff at me. It seems like. Although I will say that our coil lived for a while. Oh, that obelisk is throwing mines that are getting resurrected to be thrown again. That's pretty cool. They have a lot of mines, double dig site, a lot of crystals. It's a cool little build, man. I like it. Looks like they have like this little garden back here, man. This is cool. Like I really like to see this, right? These little complementary plants. It really looks like, I don't know, like it just looks nice. Little row of like flowers and plants between your weapons. That's cool. That's the sort of stuff I like to see. Hey, another altering stone's great. Okay. Yeah. I think we just keep buying things we like. It's that simple, right? Town units that are cheap is always going to be goal #1, I think. Again, I know we're not reading every unit, but I don't want to belabor you guys with too much detail of your first time watchers, you know. Saloon here, though, we just bought. This triggers adjacent town units. So, you know, putting it kind of anywhere where there's other town stuff is fine for us. Let's buy one big shop here to spend our mana. We could go Supercharger, but he has like nothing to hit. Eternal Bonfire is kind of cool. Our coil does still need to go a little bit faster. This speeds up adjacent units. Could also just go for this Myria the Curse Binder. This forces enemy weapons to attack their own stuff. And we do actually have a lot of like town speed buffs. Maybe I just tuck it in right here. Kind of getting buffed by power line, 3 different watchtowers. That's pretty good, actually. I think that might be impactful. Oh, I forgot to put my mine in, but I don't like those anyway. They slow down my coil, potentially too risky. Shredding, dude. Oh my god, everything's blowing up. I love it. This board looks crazy. How is this board on round 13? It doesn't look that good, but it's like still deleting me right now, dude. What happened? I gotta see that. Like, how did this board delete me so hard? It's close. I think their piranhas going hard is why. Bro, that board did not look intimidating. Honestly, dude, it's crazy. Look at this. We had the 3 most high damaging weapons, but still lost out. I'm stunned we lost that fight, actually. That's crazy. I need to take a look at this. How did we lose? A lot of health buffs, I guess. So the pillar was just really big. This gained a lot of health. This looks cool, by the way. A lot of, yeah, they were like resurrecting sunrise flowers, maybe. This is wild. This is a cool little build. This is one of the thinnest builds I've seen succeeding at this stage of a run in a long time, man. They just do not have a lot of stuff. I'm intrigued that the crystal cores here aren't going by the superchargers, but I guess they're getting resurrected by Decima, which makes their start of combat go off again anyway. I think my sonic mines actually made them way stronger because it hit their trees, which kind of created some piranha plant triggers. Yeah, I mean, this really just like does not look like they have any damage. which I guess they didn't. They just really had a lot of health. That's crazy, actually. That's honestly crazy. I did not think we'd lose that fight based on the look of that board, but we did. That's a cool board, man. Really fun little experimental board, I think. So yeah, more cheap town, maybe some filler defensive stuff, although I am really running out of space. This is where you get late in the run and you kind of have to start positioning things a little bit for space, you know? You got to find ways to make things fit. Hey, there's little glowberries. A tether again doesn't really work because the piranha's only one tile wide. I can't really use the second one on my coil. Maybe we just take some glowberries then, put it near the coil so that it gets some big buffs. These when an adjacent unit triggers, add a percent of its health to your rightmost unit. So this has a lot of health. Actually, the piranha plant's also gonna have a lot of health, so maybe we want that there. It would be cool if we could do both, but we have the tether creating a 2-unit gap, a 2-tile gap, so we can't do both. Maybe here's better. I think piranha might go off more, and it's, you know, getting a lot of health buff. That said, I think after you get to 900, you get diminishing returns because the cap on this is a 30 health buff. How did this kill me so fast? That's me every late round. Old Robert vacuum waves. Yeah. Robert's a baller. That board was like different and cool too, so that was really exciting to see. It makes me feel like we still have somehow unsolved stuff. Here's another crazy piranha plant build potentially. This one looks like a little less scary though at the moment anyway. I feel like our coil got a good start against this and it's still scaling up thanks to tether. And yeah, our piranha plant's hitting for 3-7, but dude, the coil died and we fell off so hard. Oh no, you were doing so good. Oh no, the coil fell off. Bro, their Magnus hit for 18,000 damage because Compound Knowledge just buffed it so much. And I guess Skola's buffed it, bro. Oh, and it was getting damage from the Blighted Ballista tether combo, bro. That's crazy. My piranha topped the charts, by the way. Coil has fallen off super hard, right? The longer the fight goes and the more time, you know, like piranha plant scales better later, I guess. That was a crazy fight. I am stunned that we lost that hard. Okay, so here's another corrupt shaman. This one I think I want the crystal to be by. So we have 2 that are affected by the power line, but one of them is also affected by a crystal. I'm again trying to create unique cost values for all of the, or speed values for all of those. Junk. This can be sold whenever. So that hopefully they all trigger in a separate window for the piranha. I don't know if that's actually true or if that actually is going to work. But actually those want to go the other way. That's the goal anyway. This mine back here, by the way, I don't know what I'm doing with that. I was going to say if I got another Contrarium, I could do that, but I don't have space for that anymore. No way is that a thing that I can do. Altar of Decima, again, doesn't really help because they don't stack. I guess you take the mirror here. I am just really running out of space though, guys. 1/1s have a little more flexibility, so we're just gonna take that and try to squeeze it all in. Here's another dynamo. Totally wasted, I guess. Okay. Yeah, man, our island is stuffed, dude. Stuffed. So, like, your enemy is a city they built on a run they did. Yeah, that's called asynchronous combat. So, we don't need you to have a live opponent. Which is great for a variety of reasons. You know, it's like lower server problem. You know, like you don't have to worry about the server stuff as much. It's a lot easier to do like server matchmaking stuff. It's also just really cool from a design standpoint because in a game like this where you have a lot of like variable positioning demands and a lot of, you know, you might need 5 minutes to organize your island at some point if you want to, you know, like, you know, it's, you don't, there's no like timing window like in Hearthstone Battlegrounds. But also, you know, you don't have to have a huge player base. You don't have to have anybody online at exactly that moment. We can just save the boards, pull them up, and somebody's always there instantly. So there's no queue times, you know, no problems with player populations, no problems with forced timing. It's just all so much easier, basically. because of that, and because of the gameplay system. They don't need to be live, right? It's an auto battling experience, so their board is going to be the same whether they are there to watch it or not. The board's going to unfold exactly the same. It's the strategic decision making that matters, right? Nothing else. We are getting shredded, by the way. Yeah, this coil plan definitely falls off. This is gonna be our last fight, by the way. We're dead. I didn't get a chance to sell all my machinas. These production units I don't really need. Could have sold them for a ton of value. I was greedy and thought I could make it to round 16, but I couldn't. Hey, a cool little town though, man. This would have lost me points if I'd played ranked, but it was fun that we got to experiment with some different little lines and show you guys some cool positioning stuff. I haven't done much with piranhas or materia contrarium lately, so pretty nice that it still felt somewhat viable. And a cool looking town. You know, this is one of those messy towns, but that's what I like. I like that every town looks a little unique. Every town has different units and packages that are utilizing different strategies. But you can still kind of see little neighborhoods and network, you know, like little nature area, town area, weapon area, you know, high tech area, you know, industrial area, outskirts of town, right? Giant stone row, right? Like all stones right here. Kind of funny how things like naturally clump up like that. I think it's cool from a flavor and feel standpoint. So trademarks guy, thank you. If this is on mobile, I'd love to play it. I would love for you to play it on mobile too. I hope we can do that. I'm not going to promise, but I hope. We need another Regina deck video. Good luck for you. I'm planning that for when I'm on my trip in a couple weeks. I'm leaving for a couple weeks in a couple weeks, and I need filler videos, and a Regina deck video is absolutely going to be one of them. It's on the schedule for, let's see, December 26th, the day after Christmas. It's a late Christmas gift. Lucky you. Those are always really fun. Sorry if I missed the answer, but will you be doing gaming guides for SkyShard? We were actually talking about that a little bit yesterday. Some more like kind of short, punchy guides that might be helpful, like little bite-sized stuff. I have a whole list of like shorts in particular I want to make that are like, you know, 1 minute. Here's this unit. Here's how you use it. You know, here's what it's good with. Here's this hero. Here's some lore. Here's how you use it. You know, whatever. I want to make all those. It's just as always a timing thing and just, you know, when to do that as well. From a kind of like marketing and awareness standpoint, it's hard to line all this stuff up for a game. It's like, you know, we kind of did this in a weird, like we told you guys about the game pretty early. Like, you know, a lot of people would wait till all the art is done and like would try to wait forever to show people the game because a lot of people's primary goal is making money, which means, you know, you have to monetize first impressions and like get people, you know, you don't want a bad first impression because that person might never come back. But our goal was to make the game better. So like we wanted to get people playing as soon as we could to fix things, make bugs go away, improve the gameplay, which by God have we. Over the last 3 months, we've changed so many things because we had so many great playtesters and we've made the game more balanced, more stable, you know. So we achieved that goal, but now we're in this kind of like middle ground where it's like, well, you know, what's the like break point or whatever where you shift gears and it's like all marketing, you know, and you're never really done. Obviously the game's not done yet, but like, I don't know, just the messaging gets a little cloudier in this stage and we're kind of trying to figure out timelines and pace and just like when's the right thing to do things and try to, you know. So I don't even know where I started with that conversation, but the idea is I don't know when gaming guides are coming, when's the right time for them. I don't know. Like you kind of want to have players for that, but also it is still kind of a fun way to introduce people to the game. So I don't know. I'll figure that out. But it's a good idea. Is Marvel Snap done? No, Marvel Snap is getting less done all the time. I feel like it's getting buggier as it goes. Yeah, it's been rough lately. I have bugs on mobile all the time. It takes forever to like load up and it's weird. Like weird pink stuff all over and like you can't open your decks for a long time. It's wild. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna call it quits for now. Just a reminder, this is SkyShard. This is the indie game I'm making. You can play it right now if you want to check it out yourself. It's on Steam. There's a demo. The demo is the whole game. So there's links in chat down below. Like below. Oh my god, I didn't even see these gifted subs. When did that happen? Oh my god, Mr. Slush Death, are you still here? I didn't even see this. My stupid chat over here doesn't show it. It doesn't show subs. Oh, I didn't even see it, Slush Death. 25 gifted subs. My God. Congrats, everybody. I gotta figure this out. This window just does not show any of the like subs or super chats or anything, dude. Sorry, that's annoying. I gotta figure that out for sure. I don't know if you're still here, Slush Death. My God. Congrats everybody on the subs. Thank you for the gifted subs. Wild stuff. I'm gonna send you a message if you're not still here. Slush, are you here? Are you here? Slush, go watch the VOD. And it's important to me that you know that I appreciate your gifted subs, sir or madam. Thank you, Slush. Did I miss any other subs while I was yapping away? Maybe. Chris from EU, I think we got that one. I did the Ziggy, sounds familiar. Dexter, I think, sounds familiar as well. Let me open up Slush Death and send a message. Hey, I don't know if you were still there when I saw your subs. Your subs. I wanted to say thank you. Sorry I was so delayed noticing them. Dang. Chat window thing doesn't show them. There you go, Slush. I don't know if you're still here, but hopefully that message will reach you anyway. Girthquake, thank you for the 57 months. What a name from the past. What a name in general. So anyway, guys, check out the link in chat if you want to check out SkyShard. Demo's free. Wish lists go a mile too. Like any wish list is like, even if you just want to support the project, even if you don't know if this game's for you or whatever, wish lists are like gold to indie games. So would certainly appreciate that. Anyway, all fun today. Stay tuned for that Marvel Snap video later tonight. Maybe a Hearthstone video if I get it done in time. Thank you all a ton for watching. Yeah, love you all. Thank you. And I guess I will see you around.